Thank you for picking up the Sticks. This is episode 36, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I am Mike Kurnat. To my right, Mike Steak Carnian.
What's going on?
To my left, Art, red hair, no care, Rosian. If someone like commissioned me to describe you in 4 words and make it rhyme, is there a better answer than that?
Nothing I can think of now.
That's pretty much dead on.
You can't just drop this on me right now. No.
Yeah, 2 weeks till next time we record. I want something better than that. 4 words to make it rhyme.
Is yourself 1 word or 2?
That's how you put it on there. And to my extreme left, my brother, local celebrity, Matt Kurnat.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
He had a special request to come on, and we usually grant all of those wishes at some point in time. So he came up with a really good topic, too, that we're all very excited about. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later. But first, Matt, we always introduce all of our guests the same way. So just like we introduce ourselves to the audience, where we basically put every single game on every single system we ever own, like the favorite game of that, we ask you to do the same. So we asked you to pick 3 systems and your 3 favorite games, or your favorite game on each individual system. So,
he's come prepared.
Oh yeah,
he's having his sheet. I got this.
I'm more prepared today than I was yesterday. All right, so I picked Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64.
Ooh,
I'm assuming I'm going to be
Nintendo fanboy.
I'm going to be so good on this podcast. You guys are going to ask me back for when you do PlayStation 2. So I avoided that system for now. I could do arcade, but everyone knows. Well, I don't know about everyone knows, but Art knows the answer.
it's WrestleFest.
Yeah.
100%. No doubt about it. When we did the first episode, I forgot to do an arcade game. I was like, well, Art's got it. You know, so it's like,
Arcade. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Art was right.
Yeah, Art's always right, usually.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
the game still holds up, even with all the dead guys on it. It still holds up.
I think that makes it even better.
Do they have more dead or more alive people in that game at this point?
It might be half and half.
Do some research. Art, pull it up. Good work, Art.
You want to
Matt,
silence
go ahead. No, Matt can do his games while you do this. Never mind. Go ahead, Matt. What are your 3 games?
Earthquake's dead. Jake the Snake's still alive. Ultimate Warrior's dead. Mr. Perfect's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the Demolition guys dead?
Yes.
No.
Smashes, isn't he?
I think they're both alive.
See, that's why we got to pull it up.
Hawk's dead.
Oh, Hawk is dead. Maybe that's what I'm
He
thinking
fell
of.
off the Titantron tragically.
This is so sad.
$1 Million Man's still kicking. Sergeant Slaughter's still kicking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you say Earthquake?
Yeah, I said him.
Yeah, he's dead.
What about Typhoon?
He's not in the
Not
game.
in game.
But
he's
still
alive.
alive.
What topic are we doing right now?
I was gonna say, all right.
Hey,
So
you
your 3 games.
You started at WrestleFest. I mean,
I was like, are we switching your topic to wrestling now? Because we can talk about this the whole time.
I may not, when the sun comes up, if we're talking wrestling, let's go right to work.
I'll see another day off.
All right. What do you got for your Nintendo game?
All right, so Nintendo, this was Nintendo and Super Nintendo were easy. Nintendo, Tecmo Super Bowl. It was the first game that I remember that tracks stats. You know their quarterback rating on that game? Like you're at the end of the season could be like over 300. Like I don't know what kind of
Calculus.
Yeah.
Isn't like the highest actual quarterback rating like 144 or something?
158.3, I
I think
believe.
that's highest IQ, but go ahead.
Yeah.
That's a more recent scale, though, right? Was it always that way?
I don't know.
I think they revamped that not too long ago.
No, ESPN introduced their own quarterback rating, which is different.
QBR.
Oh,
Which is
which
total
is garbage. Got
bullshit.
it.
Yeah. Tom Brady scored,
ESPN, everything
Tom Brady scored 4 touchdowns, but all in the first quarter, so he's like a 60%.
You know the
Makes
highest
no sense.
QBR game is like Charlie Batch with the Steelers.
Really?
And they didn't even win the game, and it wasn't even like a big. It's bullshit. Dilfer probably
about
came up
Tecmo
with
Super
it.
Bowl.
I actually think he did.
He did, I think.
I'm gonna take this off the rails. I apologize in advance. No, but it had
Put on a pot of coffee.
No, I mean the stats, the full season, all the teams, the real players, with the exception of the 3 QBs.
Right.
Who's Kelly, Kozar, and who's the other one? Marino?
Cunningham, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. QB Eagles, yeah.
And it was so far ahead of I got that shortly after I got play action football.
Yeah.
Which, was okay, but it had 8 teams and 4 plays, It's just And they had they had the stupid stuff like the halftime shows and the, but the little like cool little celebrations when we won the division.
Yeah.
And, the little cutscenes.
I'm actually playing that game now on my NES Classic. I'm in the full-on no fucking way mode right now. Like, there's no fucking way you're gonna win that game.
That's the
playing
biggest
original Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. Tecmo Super Bowl has the no.
No
effing
fucking way.
Yeah.
You can feel free to swear as much as you want, by the way.
Balls.
Not a swear, but okay.
No, but
So did you hear the crispy Brian Babbage episode?
Oh my
It was
God.
nothing but dick jokes for 2 hours.
No, but it's yeah. The game would get that way, like, hey, all my superstars are in bad condition, and if you're playing a team like the Niners or whatever. But that's that's neither here nor there. That's still the first game I think of with a Nintendo with the Nintendo system. So let me segue that. This is gonna be really easy. Super Nintendo is gonna be Tecmo Super Bowl 3.
We were talking about that on this one time. Was that the one you had to mail away for?
No,
That was 2.
that was 2.
Okay.
And it was only like you could find that at like Disc Replay now, but like it was released on like a Super Bowl Sunday one year, and you could never find it again. But 3 came out like the next season or like
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know what all that was about. But that kind of had a franchise mode, kind of, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
You had like 3 chances to make a trade, and there had free agents. There was a point system, and
Jeremy Lincoln for Rod Woodson.
Yes.
Every time.
a million times, yes.
I don't know if I've asked you this. Did you guys ever? Any of you guys played the Tecmo Bowl when they brought it back for the DS?
No.
Did you guys play that?
No.
It was awesome. I played the hell out of that. I was still in college at the time, and I remember for a week straight, I don't remember what I learned that whole week. I was just playing it during class for the whole entire week.
I know.
Like, it was so good, I did not want to put it down.
They re-released it on like the PlayStation 3,
Yes.
like all generic stuff on there, and it was. I think
the gameplay was fine.
yeah, it was played exactly identical, but it didn't have any licensing or anything like that.
I think
so.
this one didn't have any of the licensing either, but it was like all made up new players and stuff like that, which was still, like I said, still a blast.
Yeah, they just, it was that, you were going left to right instead of, top to bottom, and, they had, they expanded the playbooks, and, like most of the plays were the same, but they added some new ones, but you had more to call from. Introduce the different defensive packages, which is cool, even though you're playing like your terrible, like 6 defensive back, things like that, but... Yeah, the franchise, and then like the all-time greats were on there too. It wasn't just like guys that weren't signed. When they came out, you could get like, Butkus or Peyton or.
Well, that one too. That one had like contract values assigned to all the guys.
Yeah.
So it was like your shitty player was like 40 credits, and the all-time greats were all like 300 credits or something.
I don't remember how did you accumulate credits?
I think it was just you had to trade for good players, and you released the player off their team that freed up credits.
That's
and,
right.
It was like a bucket of points you had, and you had to like either fill or take away to make it all work out.
But I don't think you had like any spare ones. I think it was just like whatever your team was made up of, that was the points you had, and you had to release someone to pick someone up.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Franchise mode is going to be kind of a
Running theme.
Yes, through at least part of my list. Yeah. So, all right, and then N64 Namersai.
Which we will be playing on our Extra Life stream, by the way. We're going to be playing that.
I fully approve Matt's list. You're welcome back anytime.
Now I'm free to give my real opinions. No, I mean it's.
That's when the Nazis come out.
I mean, besides the list that you might have just looked up, I didn't see that list, but you guys said something else should have been number 1. I mean,
No, it was on PlayStation.
It was just PlayStation.
oh, okay,
Yeah, it was
all
just
right.
PlayStation.
All
yeah.
right. I mean, is there an argument? I mean, is there
No,
a better
absolutely
wrestling
not.
game?
100% no.
No, that, hands down, best one ever.
It's fun.
That one was, WrestleMania 2000 plus a story mode, which had you had to lose some matches to get into certain parts of the story mode.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, N60. I probably really on N64. I don't know, 10 games total I played.
Yeah.
Really, it was between this and GoldenEye. But I mean, any of the
junior baseball.
yeah, any of the wrestling games on 64. I mean, even the WCW games. Those were.
Oh yeah, and WCW vs NWO, that was great.
I mean, that was the first one that was this system, and this was just after it was refined a couple times, and it was So, there you go. There's my list.
Excellent.
I got more to add for next time.
Very
Very
good
nice.
list. All right. Now, Steak. What you playing?
A few different things, so I'm gonna run through these pretty quickly here.
Okay.
Dug a little bit more into Dragon Quest VII. About just over 30 hours into that now. I downloaded the demo for Monster Hunter Stories for the Nintendo 3DS. It's basically kind of like a Monster Hunter meets Pokemon, but way more Monster Hunter elements to it than Pokemon. Like the battle system's a little bit more because you got a monster that you capture and then you can bring that along with you. You bring one along with you in battles, but then like throughout, if you do certain things during the battles, then you get to ride the monster and then you become like a more powerful villain. But it's like turn-based still and a little bit of strategy to it. It looks really nice. It's kind of cartoony, but it looks really cool. But you're gathering things and all that. And I'm actually, that was not on my radar whatsoever. Now it's totally on my radar. Like I probably put 4 hours into the demo. And like
That's a lot of time for a demo.
Your data gets to carry over.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I was like, okay, well, I might as well keep going. Let me check this out. And yeah, it's really, really cool.
Nice.
So I'm really interested in that. And then Best Buy had a clearance going on. So I got Monster Hunter Generations for the Nintendo 3DS for like $8. And about 10 hours into that, and it's just addicting. It looks great. It looks fantastic.
Games,
oh, huge games, yeah. But I like it's scratching my. Every once in a while, I get this Monster Hunter type itch, and it's definitely scratching it. And Generations is really. I really like it because it's kind of like a. It's like basically the anniversary edition. It's like, oh, we're bringing back a bunch of monsters from the originals and all this kind of stuff. So it's really neat. And then again, dirt cheap. Guilty Gear Xrd.
Zerd.
This game, so my buddy Joe kept bugging me. He's like, dude, you gotta get this game. He's like, look, it's here. It's $20 here. Oh, now it's $15 here. It was like $6, I think, this weekend. Yeah. I haven't played a Guilty Gear in forever, so I was really bad at it. But it looks amazing. The story is incredible. Like, guys are going through arcade mode. It's got its like own little. There's a story mode, but throughout the arcade, there's like its own little story too. It looks pure like an anime. It runs 60 FPS, so smooth. Like, it looks awesome. So if you're looking for like an anime style, or like if you haven't played a Guilty Gear in a long time, get this. Like, it's really good. And then with Yakuza Kiwami coming out next week, I jumped back into Yakuza 0. So I'm going through that and still really enjoying that.
At some point, I got to borrow that from you.
Yeah, no,
really
absolutely. That's on. Because it's my gift to you today, and I was this close to. I was this close, but then I was like, no, because if I do have some time to game this week, it's gonna be playing that because to get ready for Kiwami coming out next week. So that might have to be my next gift.
I was gonna give Mike a gift, but I decided I want it for myself instead.
yeah. But yeah, so that's it.
Nice. Art, what you playing?
Not much.
Every week.
Hey, I got to keep the status quo around here.
We have one piece of consistency in this show.
Yeah. So, yeah, really nothing new. Played more of last year's Madden before I traded it in. Didn't get to the platinum, mainly because I realized the legacy score I was chasing was way too far away, and I was not going to torture myself like that. And I looked at the trophies for 18, which I'm picking up tomorrow, and yesterday when you hear this. And
when you time travel,
the trophies are perfectly attainable. So
88 miles per hour.
Yes.
Doing the GOAT edition.
Watch out for Syrians. No.
I thought the GOAT
How
edition
they
comes out
find me,
tomorrow.
Dr. Brown's van. On the
And then the regular version's Friday.
Whatever it is. I
was just curious.
I don't have time to play games this week anyway.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
The GOAT edition.
Scrote edition. Played some more Rainbow Six Siege. Dragged Andy back into that one, so now I'm not flying solo, which makes it better. Did blatantly team kill someone who was like shooting me with a pistol the one night. Then other people tried to kick me from the game. I'm sitting there. It's like
I'm a victim of circumstance.
It's like between rounds where we're protecting a hostage, and I'm taking damage. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look at the guy to my right. He's got a pistol pointed at me, so I shotgun him in the head.
Excellent.
Swift, clean justice.
Yeah, I got no time for this shit. I feel like there was something. Oh, through EA Access, I downloaded the early release of Madden, and I played a little bit of the story mode.
Long
in there.
shot?
Yeah.
There's a story mode in Madden now. Just to catch you up.
Disapprove.
Welcome to 2017.
That's the year.
Okay. So I'm confused on this because I like all the press outlets seem to get access to it today, or whatever. Their embargo was lifted today.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, the writing in this is really good." And, story mode's way too good to be for a Madden game. And it only lets you play through like the first act in the early access.
Okay.
I didn't think it was anything great. I felt it was maybe slightly better than the NBA 2K ones, but maybe
did you hate those too?
I did. Maybe
I've heard terrible things about the 2K story.
Maybe as you get later into it, it gets better. But like the early part is like, the story mode is like, okay, this guy's going to a regional combine to try to get into the actual combine, and they do like flashback stuff of like, oh, he went to Texas and he choked against Oregon, and then he eventually quit the team when his dad died, and they take you back to one of his high school games, and you have to come back. He's a freshman playing on the varsity team in Texas for some reason, because I thought Texas had good football players.
That's how good he was.
Yeah,
that's how far he fell.
Yeah, it's all the cocaine and hookers. I hear that's what happens.
Such
at
drama.
Texas.
$1 million high school
Such
stadiums.
drama.
But I didn't think it was that great. It is more than just like, hey, watch this video and then we're going to throw you into a gameplay scenario. It is kind of like a Telltale type thing where a scene plays out and there's like 3 options for how you respond at the bottom, and
Gotcha.
you move to the thing and hit the button. So I'm sure when I get the game I'll play through it, because if I want to get that platinum I have to. But yeah, I've been hearing like all these people say that it's really good, and the story writing is really good, and I'm not seeing it so far. The gameplay does seem a little bit different, like, because I played a little bit of like just a
Right, you were
play now
recently
game.
playing the last one.
Right, and it definitely seems a little bit different. Like when you start a franchise, they give you 3 options. Like you can do arcade mode, which is like everyone arcade mode, like everyone scores a bunch of points and it moves really fast. They have simulation mode, which is supposed to be more lifelike, and they have like head-to-head mode where it's basically like all the players are like even, and it all comes down to the skill of the person with the controller in their hand. And I put on simulation mode, and I was playing as the Bears, and God, was I terrible.
Why would you do that? Why would you make that first impression to yourself by being the Bears?
I want to see how realistic it is.
They're dead on.
I got shut out in my first game.
How many pick sixes did you throw?
Oh
At least
my
2?
God.
At least 1.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
I threw 3 interceptions.
Oh,
At
man.
least one of them was a pick 6.
So, wow, this is really realistic, guys. This is
Bullseye.
really realistic.
This is a bullseye.
But so yeah, I know this year they switched over to the Frostbite engine for that, so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out over time, or if it's just going to be like any other Madden where you play it for a little while, you figure out the 6 plays that work, and you just run those 6 plays all the time.
It's Madden. That's what it's going to be eventually.
That's all I've played.
Okay. Matt, when was the last time you played a game?
Probably when we played hockey together at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2000. 15, 16.
That works.
Not this year.
I want to ask you this before I hijack the segment, because I played a lot in the last 2 weeks.
You
So.
do that, I'm going to go back to...
I downloaded the demo for NBA Live 18.
Oh, yeah, I
Why?
did too.
Because I was curious.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if you know the history of NBA Live the last couple of years. Like they didn't even have a game last year. The year before that, it was completely broken.
It was bad. It came out like halfway through the season too.
Yeah.
It was bad.
You would follow somebody and they'd be shooting at the free throw line, but at the other end of the court.
Yeah.
It was just completely
it's
broken.
terrible. It's just so bad.
It played. It was functioning.
Yeah.
It played fine.
I thought it was
looked
okay. Yeah.
It was my my early impressions.
I'm
are
shocked
it
by
works.
all the words you just said.
Yeah, my early impressions are it works, and that's all I really have to say about NBA Live 18.
I'm with you. I was surprised.
Shocked.
I was like, hey, I actually played a whole game. Like,
But I think that's why they put a demo out. Be like, hey guys, it works this year. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And
it's like, why? Like, it's basketball. Like,
Right.
what's so difficult about that?
And I haven't played a basketball game since I don't think the PlayStation 1. So like, I don't know what a good basketball game plays like now.
Right.
But I mean, it totally worked. And
You may still not know what a good basketball game plays.
But if you pre-order the game, they're taking $20 off of it. So
Yeah.
It's like a $40 game if you
Yeah.
pre-order it. So they're really pushing. So
Yeah.
good on them. I did the stream and bought Nidhogg 2, which was super fun, super graphic and gory and awful and disgusting.
As expected.
Yeah, it's for people who don't know. It's a 1v1. The original game was a fencing game, but this kind of time they added like broadswords and short swords and bow and arrow,
A dagger and
a dagger. Yeah. And a bunch of different stuff to kind of go back and forth. And they up-res the graphics from like Atari, like first round Atari, up to like I don't know, close to like Super Nintendo, where it's like super, and it looks like Garbage Pail Kids. It's all gross and it's a ton of fun though. It plays great. Like it handles just like the first one did. So if you play the first one, you kind of got an idea how this one plays, but with a few more mechanics. Yeah, Neo 2 was great. Sonic Mania. You played? Did you get it or no?
Not yet.
Sonic Mania is awesome.
That's what I've been seeing. It's what I've been hearing. It's on my list.
It's the best Sonic game ever, out of the 4 I've ever played. So, out of my brief experience with Sonic, this is definitely the best one ever.
How many Sega consoles have you owned?
Game Gear.
So I thought. I know I missed something here.
Did you ever play Sonic CD?
No, never played Sonic CD.
Because like to me, like that's my favorite. Like before Mania, that's my favorite, and even people were saying like it's better than that. And I'm like, all right, like I'm getting the itch. I'm like, Sonic CD is so good.
What they did really smart was like each zone has like 2 different acts. So Act 1 is like Green Hill Zone 1, like you're used to. It's the same Green Hill Zone they've done forever, right? Act 2 is essentially it's in Green Hill Zone, but they've remixed something in terms of like they've added a new mechanic.
Okay.
Like in the chemical plant, they added a chemical that you can actually inject into the ground and makes it bouncy.
Oh, very
cool. So as you're flying around, you hit this bouncy thing. So you're flying around, you hit this bouncy thing, you propel up and out. And everything kind of makes sense. You know, it feels like it did 20-some years ago when it first came out, but it works really well. They rebuilt it from the ground up. It was an independent team that Sega basically just gave the Sonic license to make this game.
Right.
And they hit it, man. It's awesome. And they have I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but I totally appreciate some of the fan service stuff they put in there. And I think Sonic fans, this is like a no-brainer must get. All right. These 2 might be a little bit longer. So, What Remains of Edith Finch? I played the entirety of that game. That is one heavy-ass game. It doesn't feel like it, though. Essentially, what you are Edith Finch going back to your house you grew up in. And all the different rooms in the house have been basically glued shut. So you can, like, peek in them. There's a peephole. You can peep into them. And all the different people that have been... they've locked them up because those people have died. So, essentially, it's you find your way into those rooms, and then you basically... relive the story of how these people died. But sometimes it's very like fantasy oriented or like sci-fi oriented or they're all very, very different. Some of them basically it pans out in a like comic book panel by panel where you're following a comic book going down and like you get to a panel where you can move and you move and it goes to the next panel. They have one where you are like the very first one is like you transform into a cat, then you transform into a bird, then you transform into like a snake thing, and then you find out how the girl dies at the end of it. But you're trying to like connect the dots because it's a story told through that girl's eyes. So you're trying to make a connection on what is actually happening in the world based off of the actions you're doing. Some of them are very straightforward though too. Like this one woman just died of cancer, or whatever it is. You know, it's very, very straightforward. But it is super heavy. Like when you really take a step back and like that kid just died. You know what I mean? And it's kind of when you kind of take a step back and realize what's going on.
Yeah.
But it is the best environmental storytelling I have seen in a long, long time. Like every single wall is covered with pictures, and every picture is different. When you go into the rooms, you really get a feel of what those people were and what they liked and what they didn't like and how they felt. Like right up to the time when they died. It's one of those walking simulator games that I always love and talk about all the time. So there's not a ton to this is one of the most interactive ones I've ever done in terms of like things like the variety of things to do. But it's 3 hours and it's a great story.
Oh, that's not bad.
Like it's a 3 hour story and you get some really cool visuals and things you don't really see in video games and get to do in video games as it goes through. I don't want to ruin a ton of it.
3-hour tour.
But like all the environmental storytelling even includes like your character model. So if you really pay attention, you can pick up on some different things they do reveal later on. Mm-hmm. But it's really like every single inch of that game is well thought out. It really kind of drives the story forward. And last, I have played the entirety of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, you bastard!
I gotta get that. I heard a lot about that like in the last week or two.
I want to give you both $30 to go buy this game, so we can have like a spoiler cast on it. I said I would like to. I'm not.
We're not opposed.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're not opposed.
You can give me $30, I might buy the game.
Yeah.
This is from Ninja Theory, the guys who did Heavenly Sword. This gameplay is nothing like that, or any of their other games they've ever put out ever. It is you are so close to your character. Like the camera is so close to the character, like you never see below her waist. That's how close up you are on her, and you are moving around these environments and picking up on like you have these called lore stones. You focusing on the lore stone, you get some lore of what's going on. It is Norse mythology, but you are a Celtic warrior, and basically what you're doing is you're trying to basically go to the Norse hell to bring back your boyfriend, to bring him back to life.
Okay.
But the main character, Senua, is has mental health issues. She has like psychosis and things like that. So you don't. And they really play with that in a bunch of really ingenious ways. Where, first of all, if you're playing this game, you should play with the headset on because you're hearing voices in your head in the headset and this 360.
Oh, very cool.
So it's always moving
very
around.
cool.
Binaural audio or whatever.
And like when you're going through when the very first portion of the game is you're in a canoe, basically going to start your journey, and you're in this canoe and you sit and you hear the voices and some are men, some are women, some are complimentary, some are like contradictory to what they're talking about. They're talking to you in the third person, they're talking to you in the first person. The narrator I think is a voice in your head, but while you're canoeing, all these things are happening. There's no spoilers. It's my own personal thought, but. When you're going to the canoe, you hear all these things happening, and there's just these atrocities happening all around you. Like there's just bodies on pikes and on fire and splayed out, and all this craziness happening all around you. And the whole time, this voice in your head is like, "Go back, go back, go back," and and it's constantly, it's both pushing you forward and pulling you back, and like trying to figure out where you really lie, and your surroundings is really tough. But they use it in the mechanics too, because there is fighting in the game. The fighting is not very deep. There's a few moves, and you get a few more things as you go. You kind of make the fighting system your own, and like in terms of, like I like to rush guys and dodge a lot. Like you can block, but it's very parry based and movement based, kind of Soulsy, type of way. But while you're fighting, if you get surrounded, the voice in your head is like, don't get surrounded, watch out behind you. And then just when someone's attacking you from behind, so you got to parry around and do all that too. So the voice in your head are basically act as the HUD of the game, because there's no HUD. There's no life bar, there's no arrows, there's no quests. There's just the picture of what you're seeing, and that's it. And while you're playing too, it's not just the auditory stuff that's happening. There's visual things happening too, where you see like eyeballs on the wall, like blinking at you, or there'll just be a little blip of like a line in the corner, or like things will blur, or a light will be more sensitive in the areas, and all these different things. I watched a documentary afterwards, because there is a developer diary afterwards, and they consulted like mental health professionals and mental health professionals and people who actually experience mental health issues, and they said like this is the best representation we've ever had of what we experience ever is this game.
We really want people to feel fucked in the head. And
they do that because in the very first time after you get into a fight, the very first fight you get into, you die. You have to die. Because it tells a story of if you die enough, there's this rot that's crawling up your character's arm. Every time you die, it gets further and further up your arm. Mm-hmm. And if it gets to your head, you die and you erase your save. So, and this thing, like, is that true? Is it not true? Am I being paranoid? It's fucking with you, just like you're the character. It's messing with your head every single time you go into a fight. Like I was getting into a fight, getting stressed out because if I keep dying here, I might lose 5 hours of progress. Right. And I know I've read some stuff online which that may or may not even be true. You know?
I have an easy solution to that. If you delete a bunch of progress I have in a game,
you're done with
it.
Yeah. But I've seen some different stuff that would suggest that's not real, but it does really add to the tension and the stakes of the game.
But the fact that you don't know whether or not it's real,
you have that paranoia, just like your character has, which is awesome. I could talk about this game forever, and if you guys keep asking me questions, I will. So I'm going to cut off there and basically just say this game it's on my short list for like game of the year so far, to be completely honest with you.
Awesome.
It is a fully unique experience. Play with headphones on, play in the dark, play by yourself, and really kind of get into it and try to find all those lore stones too, because I found out afterwards I could have got a platinum trophy if I just found all those, because you get 90% of the trophies just by beating the game.
Sure.
And the last one you get by getting all those stones. I missed like 7 or 8 of them.
Okay.
So story is awesome though, and the visuals it's a beautiful game too. I didn't even talk about that. Like the game is absolutely gorgeous. On top of it, if you take away all the guts and nastiness that's happening around you, it is a really gorgeous game. All right, go get Hellblade.
You said you played through the whole game already?
Yeah.
How long did it take you, roughly?
It was 7 to 8-ish hours. It wasn't terribly long. I did. I
That's
honestly,
pretty good for $30.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, it was self-published.
And for how good it looks too.
It
That's
was
pretty impressive.
It was self-published, so they didn't have to deal with like the middleman of paying Activision $20 to release every single game that they have, wherever it is. But like, man, it's great. It's absolutely great. Go find it. Go play it with headphones on. Like I said, it is an experience.
Cool.
Snake was coming out next couple weeks. That's not a mind fuck because I played What's for Me to Vita's Finch, which is a super heavy game, followed by Hellblade, which was exhausting. Like, thank God for Sonic Mania because it was just like such a lighthearted, like, gotta go fast.
So it'll change your pace.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, there's a game in here that's gonna be heavy that you're gonna want to, or you will be buying.
Lost Legacy. That comes out tomorrow.
No, I'll show you. Oh, we'll get to it. F1. It's coming up for PS4.
That's a heavy game. Man.
Yeah,
that's heavy
PS4,
shit right there.
Xbox One, and PC, August 25th. Madden NFL 18, PS4 and Xbox One, August 25th. Absolver for PS4 and PC, August 29th. This is all coming up. It was like all August 29th. It's crazy.
Jesus.
Cultsep Revolt for the 3DS, August 29th. Everybody's Golf.
Catship Revolt. Catsep Revolt. Is that what it was?
Everybody's Golf for PS4, August 29th. Hello Neighbor for Xbox One and PC, August 29th.
Do you know that game?
I do. I really want to play
That
it.
game looks awesome.
I really want to play it. It looks awesome.
Is a neighbor spying on you, or are you spying on your neighbor?
I think you're spying on the neighbor.
I think you're spying on the neighbor,
right?
and he kind of like knows, and he kind of learns from what you're doing. So
Yeah.
you have to keep finding new ways to spy on him.
Yeah.
And what it's very,
Everything I've
like,
seen for it looks really cool.
It's a very rear window.
Yeah. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle for Nintendo Switch, August 29th. Pillars of Eternity, the complete edition for PS4 and Xbox One, August 29th. For you Baldur's Gate fans out there. Redout is coming up for PS4 and Xbox One, August 29th. Warriors All-Stars for PS4 and PC, August 29th. XCOM 2 War of the Chosen for PC, August 29th. Yakuza Kiwami, PS4, August 29th.
Jesus Christ.
Here's the one here. Life is Strange Before the Storm, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, August 31st.
100%. I'm down for that one.
And last but not least, Neck 2 for PS4, September 5th.
That's your heavy game right there.
Oh, I hope that game's great.
Hey, it should be, honestly, I'll probably take a chance. It's $40. Again, $40. I enjoyed the first one. It was not $60 worth, but for what it was, I enjoyed it. There definitely could have been way better, but
Spend 10 less hours and play Hellblade.
yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to have like a full-on like spoiler cast about this.
No,
honestly.
we'll have to. Then your reminders for your PlayStation Plus games. For August, you can still download for PS4 Just Cause 3 and Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. For PS3, Super Motherload and Snakeball. I believe Super Motherload's also cross-buy on PS4. And then for PS Vita, Downwell, which is cross-buy with PS4, and Level
awesome.
22. And then your Xbox games with Gold, you can download right now Trials Fusion for Xbox One through September 15th. And then for Xbox 360, which is playable on your Xbox One as well, Red Faction Armageddon through the 31st of August.
Awesome. Thank you. Extra.
It's time for the news.
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 And Mickey Mouse is showing up. All right, first news item, which I'm pretty sure everyone saw coming. Crackdown 3 delayed to 2018.
Womp womp.
All right.
Damn it.
I'm not gonna say.
Damn it. That's okay.
I know,
you know what? Actually, I don't mind. There's so much more coming out
Yeah.
this fall anyways. I don't care.
There's like
That's
5
fine.
games came out in February.
Actually, I was
that
gonna say-
wanna play still. So
Come out, bring that out in like April or May when there's nothing else is really coming out.
that game's never coming out. Go ahead.
So Gamescom was this weekend. EA did a press conference today on Monday. They've announced nothing new. Xbox did a conference Sunday, which most of it was just regurgitation of E3.
Yep.
But there were a couple noted interesting things there. Xbox One X pre-orders went live.
You get it?
Yes, sir.
Good for you.
They,
Project Scorpio
They
edition.
announced
Ooh, you did?
a limited edition
Very good for
Project
you.
Scorpio edition, which apparently has the words Project Scorpio written on it and has some gray dots on it. And
It's very sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
has Project Scorpio on the controller and comes with a stand. Did I hit it all?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the base one looks better.
Really?
I don't like the gray dots.
I think you're crazy.
I have this nice like all black, everything going in my TV stand right now, which I kind of like.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know. call me crazy, but I like the little green sketch of Project Scorpio on it. I like that a lot.
It's so dumb. But
Like
I love
we
it
said,
too.
like I love the name. I'm so glad they actually did this. Like, and that's what the box. Like, okay, I know it's just a box, but the box is awesome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
super
The
sharp.
box looks like has the outline
The original Xbox. Yeah.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. They announced that more confusing messaging around this. They said it's going to be published by Microsoft for consoles, and then later they said it's going to be published by Microsoft for Xbox. Still not making a definitive statement of, is this an Xbox only game?
It's not. There's no way.
No, for this year it is.
It might be a timed
It
exclusive.
is this year though. It's coming out. Yeah, they said it's Xbox exclusive for late 2017. So I'm gonna guess probably a year exclusive. I'm gonna guess. So by the following holiday, probably then PS4 would be my guess.
I bet it'll be in early access the whole time, and it'll come out.
Oh, it totally will be. It's going to be one of those games where it's always. But then again, look at like Art Survivors.
Yeah.
That game, like that came out of early access, and everyone's like, that should never have came out of early access. Yeah.
They announced Jurassic World Evolution, which apparently is like a roller coaster tycoon, build your own Jurassic Park.
I completely missed that.
Yep. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not really big in Jurassic Park, World, whatever, but it looks interesting.
Yeah.
If it was cheap enough, I'd give it a shot. And they announced a Minecraft Edition Xbox One S.
That's awesome.
That looks
Which
cool.
as someone who's not in Minecraft that much, the console looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The seller for me is on the bottom, the clear casing with the redstone that lights up when it's on.
Yep. That's amazing.
That's the top of the console looks like the grass and dirt blocks. The controller looks like the creeper,
yeah.
and they're selling a separate controller that looks like the pig.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah,
man.
yeah. I might have to just buy the
man.
pig controller. 'Cause that looks awesome.
It's the pig pixelation.
Yeah.
And on the back, there's a little curly tail on the battery.
Man.
Yep,
Man.
it's awesome.
Damn it.
And that's I don't even like Minecraft. It's awesome. It's
I just
awesome.
want a pig.
So that's all for Gamescom news that's come out so far.
Oh, today,
Zelda.
Age of Empires 4 was announced.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
For PC, which is pretty huge. No one saw that coming.
Rejoice.
Cat's
into it.
Information is leaked about the PlayStation 4 5.0 firmware update. Big notes in there are that they're updating their parental controls, which from everything I read when they announced this, the old parental controls are trash and just a headache to navigate.
Pretty much.
I just don't use them. I just let them go.
Yeah.
Whatever, you're fine.
No, do you want to chat it up?
Yeah, it's fine. Just
I'd like to know if anyone really does set those, like, and messes with those.
I
really-
would absolutely set those if I let my kid play.
Yeah.
they just don't play online.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
right.
that's the
True,
best way
true.
to do it. They just
Yeah.
don't play online. And if she buys anything with my wall, I'll kill her.
The second we had a kid, I set all of our electronic devices to require a PIN code for purchases or passwords or something.
Good idea.
Because the kid he just screws around with the Apple TV remote. I don't want to come home to him buying 6 seasons of Sesame Street.
$80 for the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
They're making some changes to the notification settings, which the big one will be that they'll let you disable notification pop-ups. They'll also let you change the colors and make it so that when you get messages, it won't display the whole message in the notification. For PS4 Pro, they're gonna implement Twitch streaming at 1080p 60 frames per second, which I think Twitch in general just started supporting that not that long ago.
Yep.
I feel like there's something I'm missing here.
I'm in the beta. I'm trying to think.
He's in the beta.
You're a sucker.
There was one other thing I saw. Oh, you can make friends lists. You can make lists.
Yeah, you can do
of
friends lists. Oh, they put some more stuff in the quick menu.
Yep. Yeah, the quick menu's got a couple more things in there. To just kind of access better. But I really haven't messed around with it too much yet. But when I stream, when I've streamed, when you guys listen to this yesterday, I'm going to be testing out the 60 frames.
All right, and then there was a big brouhaha last week over. Apparently, some people got a hold of the trophy list for Life is Strange Before the Storm. It appeared that that the Platinum Trophy was locked behind a exclusive DLC to the Deluxe Edition. So everyone was up in arms for 6 hours.
It was like, that 6 hours was really funny too because I just saw that the deluxe edition for the first time. I didn't know there was one, and it adds an extra episode to the game, and you play as Max from the first game,
Right.
which I probably was gonna buy anyway, right?
Right.
But I am morally opposed to having it behind like a paywall to get like a trophy for it.
Exactly.
That's insanity.
Exactly.
Turns out it was just a clerical error, and
Right.
all sins will be forgiven.
Right, yeah. Square Enix came out and put out a release saying, hey, we never intended for this to be behind a paywall behind DLC. We're working with the first parties to get it rectified. Not sure what more there is to say about all that.
That's
No,
gonna
yeah,
be
at the
fixed,
time
so.
it was a lot of rage happening.
It really just speaks to just like the disarray of the trophy system as a whole.
It's a big part of gaming. Like I don't understand like why like things like this would happen. Or like I hear Sonic Mania doesn't have a platinum.
Yeah,
How?
I don't know.
How does that not have a platinum? It's a full-on Sonic game.
I'm playing on my Switch,
It's old
so.
school, but okay, nice. Oh, good. You did get it for Switch.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
it runs
It's
awesome
amazing.
on Switch.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
good,
perfect
good.
on Switch.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get it on Switch as well. But I heard, but still though, but a game like that, how does that not have a platinum? Like that totally should. It's a full-fledged game.
It's a decent
There's no
amount of
reason
game
for it
there,
not
too,
to get a
so I don't
platinum.
know. This is dumb.
But
All
then,
right.
but yeah, but then having it behind a paywall and everything.
I think I have more of an issue with it being a whole big to-do for the number of hours it was anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have these people, these media, journalists for the video game industry running out and, oh my god, this is everything. No one got a quote from Square Enix before running with this.
True. It's a good point. They should
And
have clarified before.
You have people like Greg Miller who brags about his journalism degree all the time and get a fucking quote.
yeah.
How hard is that?
Yeah. Oh, you see his rant?
Yeah.
I saw his.
That was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, everything worked out in the end. Not like, maybe we jumped to conclusions. They had it under control.
Check your sources, people. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of today. As always, when we have a guest on, we have them introduce what the topic of the day is. So Matt came up with a beefy one for us here. So go ahead. You can go ahead and introduce it, Matt.
Everything's beefy.
Everything Matt brings is beefy.
So
Matt's still here, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't understand anything they talked about for the last 20 minutes.
I mentioned Madden a couple times.
I mentioned the NBA and Sonic. At least that's got to be something.
But I want to say, Game Gear, that said, Sonic
Yeah, I know,
isn't even... Though we did have the Sonic game for that.
We did.
So, played it a few times.
That's how I do play. Because you can play with like Sonic. You can play with Sonic and Knuckles. You can play Sonic and Tails, or Knuckles. I play as Sonic and Tails. That's the one I'm familiar with. Anyway, go ahead.
Knuckles all the way.
So in the spirit of the, did you guys do it? Did you guys do your own Nintendo one too, or just
No.
Super
No,
Nintendo?
just
Super
the
Nintendo.
SNES one.
Okay.
When they were like rumoring that it was going to be, it was like what? It was actually not too long before they actually announced it.
It was like less than a month.
Yeah.
So I think within the month of them announcing it, we.
Yeah, we did our own.
Yeah, you guys came up with a much better. Maybe you didn't have quite the same restrictions.
Correct.
Take all the lawyers and money out of this, and
Take all the legal stuff out. You know what? I'll go home. I'll put an emulator and some ROMs on a USB drive. There you go.
That's right. Ooh, by the way, those should be going up any minute for pre-orders any day now. So
oh, that's right.
it's supposed to be the end of August. So we got to keep an eye on those.
Anywho,
So we're gonna do
I already pre-ordered one, motherfucker.
Yeah. Fuck you, Walmart.
So we're gonna do a PlayStation 1 or a PSX. I understand is the name of it now. I did some homework.
I googled some things.
That's right.
so we all came up with 15. We're gonna narrow it down to 30 because this should be significantly more difficult than like.
Are you guys sure you guys don't want any beer or anything? 'Cause
I know,
this might get
you know
a little brutal.
I might need a beer.
All right,
Yes.
let me grab some.
I'm good.
Listen, I came up with a list of 17, but at least one of them is a joke.
I had to leave a couple off, and I'll talk about.
I've got a
what's on them.
side list of like. At first, I was like, "How am I going to come up with 15 after going through?" And then I came up with like close to 30.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
Really, I struggled to get to 15.
No, I was cutting stuff out.
you know what? Like on my like side list, I have like just sports listed without a specific like
Wrestlers.
type or whatever,
yeah.
and some of them won't even make the cut. It was hard though because it was like the Madden games. Like, okay, when did I switch over to PS2? Because PS1s came out like for a while after that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's just kind of go. I know
Can I throw my joke one out there?
we'll
first?
go back and forth. We're gonna narrate. We have two of them that have no non-veto. I don't know how to say that. How that works. Basically, you can't vote. Every one of us has 2 games. You can't vote off the island. So they're gonna have to be in there, but we're gonna narrow it down to 30 eventually. So
I got work in the morning, so we can get done before then.
that'll be fine. There'll be some overlap.
There's gonna be a filibuster here, and I'm just whatever. I don't care.
Well, I have a feeling we're gonna have some of the same as well.
I hope so. I think we have to. Well, we did it last time.
I mean, there's some
definitely have some
classics
of
we
the
only,
here,
we
so
only really like cut out like 2 of the games we put on the list last time. So
yeah,
I think-
we didn't cut that many.
But I think last time we had. Did we do 15 each or?
No, we did 10 each.
Yeah.
And we didn't come, and we only had like 2 we had to cut out, and it was pretty easy. So this should be a little more difficult with an extra person and more games per person. So.
We'll see. We'll see what we got. Your
Guess
topic.
first. Guess first.
Announce one of your ones that people can't veto.
Oh yeah,
the first two are the ones we can't
okay,
veto.
Very good.
Okay.
Oh God damn it!
You'll be last. We'll go around the table.
I'll be last.
It's like when you order food. Like I don't know what I want. You guys go
do I
first.
get- do I
I'll
get to-
figure it out by the time you get here.
It's a snake draft. He hits first and last.
All right, yes. That was my question. All right, this is easy. And, Mike, you know what this first one's going to be. Knockout Kings. Love. I'm about to fillet this microphone over how much I love that game. It was a, real boxers from past and, well, at the time, present. And I liked the career mode was cool. And, this is before that, work the guy in the corner, work the cuts and the bruises. I don't fuck that. I just want a box. But it had everyone from Ali to even like a young Floyd Mayweather. Trying to get on topic here.
Yeah.
Trending topics. But it was I thought it was a decent simulation, but it had like flash stuff too, flash knockdowns, flash knockouts. And there were boxing games that didn't have that. Like, okay, I'm not gonna put it up against like Punch Out because Punch Out's the GOAT.
Right, for sure.
But with the real boxers, that one, even had like Mills Lane. Let's get it
Yeah,
on!
for sure. That was great. I remember that.
So that's my first one.
Good stuff. All right, what's your first? Stone Cold like Pipe Block. What can't we do?
I'll go with WCW NWO World Tour. That was the game that got me to buy a PlayStation. Like, I went to Circuit City and bought that game before I bought the PlayStation.
Solid.
And that was the first one of the THQ AKI wrestling games. So the same company did like No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 and
Wait, wasn't it called WCW versus the World?
was it?
I thought so.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. You're right.
Because that's on my list too.
That one.
That one.
A game like that would be killer if it came out now.
Oh yeah.
Well, they've been a lot of games have been doing like a retro mode. They had like the NHL '97 mode in an NHL game recently. They had Ken Griffey was on the cover of MLB The Show this year, and they had Ken Griffey Jr. baseball
mode.
like Super Nintendo type mode from the back. So like I'm hoping that one day, WWE 2K19 has like a retro mode in it, and it's No Mercy.
Well, just so you know that like the new game's coming out, I don't know, sometime soon.
Yeah.
And the Bushwhackers are playable characters.
Well,
just
it's been a
throw
long
that
time
out there.
It's been a long time since I bought one.
It is coming out for the Switch.
That's true too.
Don't worry, you can hit your finisher 3 times and they'll still kick out. So
That's true.
Well, I'm not gonna worry about that.
That's how it is these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and we gotta look stoned when it happens. If someone gets out here, like, what?
Don't get me started. we don't have time to do this list.
And wrestling. All right, I'll do my deep cut keeper, which would be Blast Chamber.
You guys are just mowing through my list here. This might be easier than we think.
Well, we had the same library
for you guys.
Yeah.
That's like you guys grew up together with it.
games.
So
I know you know that game. Do you know that game?
Yep.
You play that game.
I
you know
don't.
Blast Chamber? Okay.
No.
Blast
I
Chamber
played
would
that at your guys' house.
Blast Chamber would be great now. It would be a perfect game to play nowadays.
That'd be a fantastic Switch game.
Oh my god, it'd be so good. It is a futuristic sports game where you have four different players. Each player is controlled by a person. You'll have your own different color.
Okay.
And you're basically trying to put an energy orb into a basket. If you put it in your own color, you get more time added on. If you put it in someone else's, some time gets taken off. What you're adding and subtracting time from is the bomb on your back. So and
That sounds awesome.
yeah, and it's a small area, but it's in
Is there a Schwarzenegger movie about this? That's what it sounds like.
but it was a cube. So you can like turn the world around. And if your guy was on the far end of the cube and you turned it, you were just basically fall from like the top of the turned level all the way to the bottom of it.
Huh.
But they had traps in there too. So if you turn them in a certain location, they would fall on like spikes and blow up. So the whole idea was whoever died the least amount of times. Like you were gonna blow up sometimes, you were gonna get killed in the trap sometimes. Whoever died the least was a winner of that round. That game would be perfect right now. That game will be so much fun right now, and it was so much fun back then.
And there's no like bigger plot to it. It's just
That's it.
die less than everyone else for that level and you win. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's amazing.
So good.
It is one of my shit. I mean, of all the games I play that one a ton.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
The ROM I downloaded does not work, unfortunately. Whatever. All right.
I haven't even tried digging into PlayStation emulators.
It's 50-50. It really is.
Oh, we can talk. I've had nothing but great luck with it. Well, I guess we'll go with the one that's on my shirt.
Which one?
Final Fantasy IX. The greatest of all the Final Fantasies. Of PS1 era.
9.
I've never heard that. I've always heard 7 and 8. I've never heard someone say 9.
See, and that's the thing. Like 7, I understand. Like it was revolutionary. I mean, it was like, look at this 3D. You know, like I mean, the characters are good and everything, and like it's fun. It's great. It's a great game. I mean, it's a great game, but I don't know. I think it's not. I don't think it totally lives up to the hype of what it is. Too.
9 felt more like the earlier ones. So
It
the
did.
People who
It
love,
definitely
people who
did.
love the earlier
It definitely
ones,
did,
people
yeah.
who jumped out at 7, love
Yeah.
7. People who jumped on the earlier ones, usually love 9.
Because 7 and 8 were both more like futuristic, where this is definitely more in the fantasy type setting. 9, and then but like 8, like I do. There's a lot I like about 8. Like a lot of people hated the junction system and stuff. I thought it was very interesting. Just the way that concept worked. I like the characters. The world was cool, and it kind of gives that introduction to the card game, which was brutal in 8, but a lot better in 9.
Yeah,
Now the side quest to do it in 9 is super hard and brutal, but the way the game works is way better. It makes more sense in 9 than it did in more so than it did in 8.
Very good.
But yeah, Final Fantasy 9 for sure.
You get the second one. We're going back.
Oh God. Shoot.
Yeah, you were happy you were 4th, huh?
Well, I have a game that I want to say, but I have a feeling that you guys are going to agree to keep it anyway, so I'm not going to risk it on that one.
He's playing the game.
I am going to play the game. We'll see what happens. But for me, Dino Crisis. Not going anywhere.
I can cross that one off my list.
Loved.
One or two?
One.
Okay, right.
One.
You're going with a list on the iPad again?
Well, I don't got mark anything. In the fantasy draft, I gave up halfway through because I was trying to like cross people out on it. And it didn't work.
Fair enough. But yeah, Dino Crisis was awesome. It was basically the whole Resident Evil type era type games, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You played as this badass female character. Unfortunately, it still had the tank controls, which is brutal because I tried going back to it recently, and the game's great, but man, going back to those tank controls is so hard.
That works way better with zombies that are moving really slow, as well as like dinosaurs are like
they're jumping
like,
around.
Just
Like, God, yeah, I know. But no, Dino Crisis, that was really impressive. I would love to see them come back and maybe remaster that. That would be awesome.
Capcom is saying they're gonna be bringing a bunch of stuff back recently. I would be completely surprised that's on the docket.
Because two I played very little of.
2 was good.
But I've heard it was very good.
Yeah.
3 I heard was just a bust.
3 was
on Xbox. I heard it was
they went to space.
I never had a chance to play that one. But one of these days I will play 2.
Yeah. My next one is I want to keep Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
Oh, that goes. Yeah, take that off my list.
It was so good. It was one of the first 3D Metroidvania type games I can remember anyway. I just love going back and forth using the powers and seeing the different the different worlds, and they had a really good story behind it too. Essentially the revenge plot to get back at Kain was so good. Yeah, I love that game. I just want to keep that around.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
You're next.
Oh, we're talking.
You're up.
Last keeper.
I'm gonna go with Grand Theft Auto 2. The last of the top-down Grand Theft Autos. I sucked at the game, but you know what was awesome? Kill Frenzy.
That's That's funny because like GTA, like those old ones, like until GTA 3 came out, I didn't even know that like Grand Theft Auto existed.
Yeah.
And then I saw like the Grand Theft Auto 2, like, oh, I should go check this out. And I'm like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I was younger, so I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm smushing everyone.
I was funny because like I went through from playing like we would get together and do sleepovers and rent Grand Theft Auto 1 and Grand Theft Auto 2 and play them. And then when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, like I was in college at that point. And I got the game, and it was like, this is so different. It's so awesome.
Still like Hill Frenzies, though.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Retro City Rampage?
No.
Okay, very good. Good talk. All right.
It's one of those things. I've seen it on Steam a million times, and I haven't played it.
It's always on sale, so you can probably find it something.
Yeah.
I think it's on Vita too.
It is. It's 100% is.
Yep.
Matt.
All right. Die Hard trilogy.
Ah, yes.
Classic.
Just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 games, all different formats, and they're all fun. And I mean, who doesn't like Die Hard, man?
It's so good. And, like when you're in the third one, when you're playing the Die Hard 3, when you're like it's like a driving game.
Yeah.
And like you have like the Samuel L. Jackson lines, like, you trying to hit those people? Like,
You're like driving through a park at some point. Yeah.
And you had to go through like time.
Imagine that.
Right?
I remember a game that you guys had.
Yeah. The third one, you had to drive and you had to get to a certain point before the bomb exploded. The second one was just like a shooter, like a targeting shooting game, and the first one was just
like an action game.
Yeah. And I mean, they were tough. I mean, I had to cheat somehow to get through them, but
Game Shark.
They're fun as shit.
Yeah, they were.
Game Shark all the way.
Right. McClane's shooting off his lines from each movie. It's good. It's fun.
Any yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon?
I think they cut those off at just yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, that game was really good. I remember shooting. I think you could actually use the gun too, because I think I used the gun from Time Crisis to play the second game, if memory serves.
Back when licensed games were actually good.
Well, they've had their peaks and valleys. Matt, you can go again.
All right.
So make a little mark because that's our
Stars.
Oh, you got them? Oh, okay. I didn't see those.
I'm Red Rock.
It's black in here.
So now just go down your list and
Just start going down your list.
these are the ones we'll debate at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna veto everything.
Well,
no, you never
Get the red stamp out.
do one and then we'll just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, just do one. Yeah.
So let me ask before we keep going here.
Yeah.
Ones that have already been named. I got a whole replacement side list here. Should I?
Yeah.
Well,
match?
that's why I have more than 15 is because I knew we were gonna have some like duplicates.
You
and
can do
stuff.
whatever you want. I put 15 on my list, and I don't. I mean, actually, I'll take that back. I'll add one more on there. But yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Yep. That was the one I wanted. That was the one I was thinking about. I'm
So
like,
we just
no, we're
knocked
gonna
one
keep
off our
that.
list.
Such a classic.
I mean, now when I was younger, pretty much Super Nintendo and Nintendo, like with the exception of like Mario, let's almost all sports all the way. But one of the other games on my list, which I'm sure is on someone else's, and Metal Gear changed that at least a little bit. But I mean, the game was cool. The sneaking around and the changing the controller ports or punching the number on the back of the CD case.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so crazy.
When we were talking about this recently, I was telling a story about when
it was on your guys' first episode where I just said, like, you gotta punch the button to save the girl. It's like, fuck that girl. And then I got to the end of the game and got, what did it?
It was the invisibility suit.
Yeah, so it was just,
What'd you get?
I got a bandana that gave me infinite ammo.
Yep.
That's how I played the game. I didn't get any ammo.
That's how I play the game.
Yeah, just walking around and,
It made the second playthrough a lot more fun.
snapping necks and cashing checks,
Just punching them into standing there.
Oh, so good. Just
That game is one of the biggest glaring weaknesses in my gaming history.
You need to find a way to play it. I mean, it's hard to go back to
I'm
now.
waiting for someone to put out like a collection of all the goddamn games on one modern system.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Well, obviously the PS3 had that.
I don't think it had Metal Gear Solid on it though. I think it was
It's
like
the
2,
download.
3, and 4.
No, it includes the download for one.
Yeah, that's a shame. My PS3's on hook now, and it's not going back on.
But no, if you can find a way to play, actually, if you can find a way, I mean, the original is the original, but if you can find a way to play Twin Snakes on GameCube, it's a very good, a little bit more modernized version of the original.
Yeah, they changed a few things along the way, but it's still really,
but it
really
looks
good.
a lot better, and it actually controls a little bit easier too. So, but it's God, it's so good.
Art. What's
Oh
next?
yeah,
Resident Evil, the first one.
that was the other game I was just talking about.
I know. I could have guessed it.
You might debate here a little bit.
I put 2 on my list.
I put 2.
I've got both of them on my list.
I
gonna
got
write
2.
down.
Yeah, I got 2.
I don't have 2. I never played 2.
1 is more near and dear to my heart.
Oh,
But
it's
2 is a
classic.
better game.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's,
Resident Evil that was the first game I played on PlayStation, and it was just like I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
Probably like graphics to story to. I mean, it's just.
Yep.
that was like I didn't know that they could do things like that. Like in terms of like the content, in terms of like the gameplay, in terms of like the weird like full motion videos with like the people running, like the actual people running around
God.
at the very beginning. So it was
That's one of those games you want to talk about a nostalgia trip. I can still picture my exact fucking bedroom playing that. Like my bed, my sheets, my curtains, everything about my room when I think about playing that game.
yeah. Good call. All right, what's my next one? There's no way this is making the list, but I'm saying it anyway. The X-Files game. Do you know that existed?
I knew it existed.
I know
but-
it
I know you
existed.
did.
but I never played it.
I knew it existed, but I
Oh,
never
it was-
played
What, we
it.
throw out jokes now? I got jokes.
It was a 4-disc full motion video
Oh my
point and click
goodness.
game where you weren't even Mulder or Scully. You were trying to find them. And
Find them and find their probes.
yes, and that was when, you know, X-Files was a thing. And that game came out. It came out on PC too. But it was I grew up playing like Myst and other adventure games, and it was just fit into that category, and it was a license, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit all those buttons for me, and it's a forgotten game completely. No one even knows that the game even existed. It was outside of like the 12 people who owned it. So like I want to.
I used to work at a game store, so I used to see it all the time.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's how I knew it existed, but I had no idea what it was or what you did in it.
I played. There's a loop in that game where I got caught in where the game saved and I died right afterwards. And so I would load the game up and it would show my tombstone and it would send me back to the main screen, and I would load it up and go to my
Oh,
so it was just like
Jesus.
fuck. So I think I had to
Those good old fashioned memory
Yep.
cards.
I had to go back. I had to go back like 2 hours of progress to make up for it. But it's all full motion video. It has oh what the hell is it? What was the bald guy's name with glasses? I know his real name from Mystery of Magic Revealed. I love that shit. It's Nick Pileggi. But whoever Nick Pileggi was in the X-Files, he was actually in the game. They had the Smoking Man in there. I think they had a cameo from Mulder and Scully, but again, like, you were trying to find them throughout the whole game.
So the thing with this generation of games is it's when we were all younger and it was like the games you had to play, you fucking played them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not like now where
right.
if I were to run into a fucking loop like you said with a tombstone in the game, no, I'm
Done.
Yeah,
Done. Don't care.
That game probably would have cost me $4 too. And I got another one I can play. No big
Yeah,
deal.
I fucking traded in.
I have absolutely no expectation that game's gonna make our final list, but I had to say it. I had to spend a decent amount of time
Oh,
playing it.
fair enough, man.
Oh man, I just remembered another one.
I love when that happens. So my next one's gonna be Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I mean, it's
Pretty
just-
much regarded as one of the best PlayStation games.
absolutely, and I mean,
Never played it, but I know that.
one of the best Castlevania games. I mean, and they're just Castlevania. Oh, I miss it so much. I hate Konami so much.
I'm sure there's a pachinko machine somewhere in Japan.
Yeah, but I want another Metroidvania, Castlevania. Give me. I mean, the DS ones were so good. The Game Boy Advance and DSs were so good. But Symphony of the Night's fantastic.
You laugh. Because that's my joke game.
I gotta mention it.
And then the next one after that, Silent Hill.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Like, sure, Resident Evil was creepy, like scary and stuff. Resident Evil was scary. This was just flat out creepy.
Yeah.
Like, lights off, like you're hearing shit, like it's all foggy. What's going on? Like, I remember the first time my cousin. So I didn't have a PS1 originally, and then my cousin was the one where I started discovering all these PS1 games. He would bring, so he came over and he brought over Silent Hill, and we played all night in the dark, and it was just like, we couldn't go to bed. We had to keep playing because there was no way we were gonna get sleep that night.
And I didn't know till later that game had multiple endings.
Yes,
and
yes.
it even has like all the Silent Hill games. They included one like really goofy ending. For the first one, it was like a UFO ending where
Yep.
like you get to a top, you had to do like 5 or 6 very unique things to like trigger this ending. Like you had to like find this thing here and put it over. Like it was very unique to make it happen. And at some point, you're on a roof of a building somewhere, and a UFO comes, picks you up, and that's the end of the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's insane.
Silent Hill 2, I think, ends with like
Silent Hill 2's got a couple.
A dog at like a control center controlling the whole town. Like there's always one super like sci-fi off the deep end ending on Silent Hill.
Was it Poochie?
Yes.
I'll have what he's having.
God, I need a modernized version of all those too.
Let me take us off the rails here for just a second. So
That's like 50% of what we're about.
okay,
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
We have no rails.
Especially when there's a guest.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Silent Hill, maybe I might have dabbled in that a little bit, but yeah, cool. But the movies, man, Silent Hill is the creepiest movie, but it's good.
the first one.
Yes,
I don't think I
first
saw the
one-
second one.
Second one's awful.
I don't think I ever saw the
Well,
second one.
don't waste your time.
And don't get me wrong, I mean, Mike's aware of my love of the Resident Evil series.
I've been there the whole time.
I would say you're talking to one of the like 10 people in the country who's seen all those movies.
Fucking love those movies.
I think I stopped after the fourth one.
Get back into it. No, the first one was cool, and it was like it had some flash, but the Silent just
The Pyramid Head and like the way
weird,
it was
just
changed.
the weird shit in it was like it's like
That was good stuff. I
It's
like
good,
I like
though.
that one too.
yeah.
So that was your 2, right? So it's back to me
Yes.
now. Well, I'm just gonna put it on here. So I'm gonna put it out there. So Wu-Tang Clan Shaolin style. So
Enter the 26 chambers.
let me write that down. Wu-Tang Clan
It's so ridiculous.
Shaolin style. A couple things about that game. First off, there was a
remake
game.
of Thrill Kill.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
basically Thrill Kill was done. They got canned because they couldn't. It was too graphic, so they couldn't put it out. So they reskinned it all with Wu-Tang Clan characters.
I think they put it
Everything's
out.
okay.
I think they put it out. They just couldn't put it out in the U.S. because they couldn't get the ratings board
Right.
to rate it at
Something
a
like-
level that can be sold in stores.
It was AO.
It was
was AO.
it was done. It was never widely released, but
Have you ever played the ROM?
it's like broken as shit, isn't it?
It's a little bit. I mean, but it works.
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's
I never have actually.
like at that for that time, I get it. It was
Yeah.
for that time. It was like there wasn't anything else like it.
It was. I mean, it was a 4-player arena style like fighting game, and
Yeah.
you had like these awful, brutal like kills
Yeah.
and things you can do to each other. And this game has a little bit of that. But
Wu-Tang!
it had a little bit of that, but it was really neat. Something I remember about it too is there was a mode. It was like a frame rate enhancement mode where it would basically turn off all its surrounding and would just have the 2 fighters on there. It would be like super smooth. Like it would actually look really really good. But we put a lot of time into that game, and at least I did, and I played a lot of it, and it was a decent enough fighting game, and I gotta put it on here because
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Moment of silence for ODB.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Just remember, Wu-Tang Clan, nothing to fuck with.
ODB, his ODB style in that game was the drunk style, like
Yeah,
the
drunken
drunken
master.
master style. So he's just like constantly just moving around. It's so good.
ODB was the best.
It's so good. I gotta rebuy that game just so I can have it. Yeah.
Put it on a
Why do I
frame
feel-
and put it on your
why do I
wall.
feel it should have, but that's gonna end up making our list. It should have. It's gonna end up being on our final list.
My next one I have Tony Hawk 2.
Yes.
And I cut it off at 2 because I'm pretty sure from 3 on I was playing on PS2.
Yes, 2 is when I put on
3
mine.
was
Three
three
was
was
on-
released on PlayStation, but I didn't play it
Yep,
there.
same here.
Wow. Yeah, Tony Hawk 2.
Oh, so good.
That's
I
like
mean,
that,
one's classic, but 2 just improved everything.
that was
Right.
like the PlayStation like nation like right there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That was like that when I think of PlayStation, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is one of the first 2 or 3 games that always comes to my mind because I put so much time into that game and loved it.
Oh yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
Destruction Derby.
Yes.
Oh, good game. Good game. I forgot about that one.
That is a good one.
Oh man, now I want to bust out my PlayStation 3 because I have that.
Just bust shit up. I mean,
There was racing
That's
you
it.
could do in there.
There was
but-
racing, and I suck at racing games. So my favorite thing to do was like
good
go into the racing mode, and of course, since it's Destruction Derby, the track crosses, and just park in the middle of it and just ruin somebody's day,
That was so good.
or go the wrong way in the course. Either way.
I mean, it's the simplest subject. Just play bumper cars, and it's fun stuff.
That's a good call. I completely missed it on my list. I really enjoyed that one too.
Like I know they did a second one. I know I played the second one. but I couldn't even tell you what like the advancements were on it. I don't remember.
They put out a second one, and
It looked prettier.
And then they end up. Then that team ended up making a game called Driver. After that, which Driver was really good too.
Yes,
but yeah,
that's on a lot of people's lists.
Destruction Derby was awesome. That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's why I was debating between that and GTA 2 for my last no veto.
Well, I think Destruction Derby is going to make it. So I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, no, that's good game.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Played the game right.
Art. Oh wait, no.
Oh,
it's two in a row.
Back me again.
That's what we get for being on the ends.
God, I made it through a good chunk of the list here. All right, all right. Madden, I put 2000. I am not married to that decision. I think from my extensive research today, 99 was when they introduced the franchise mode.
Okay.
And then 2000 is when they improved it and let you do it longer.
That's
honestly,
you know
I
more than
couldn't-
me on that one.
I have 0 Madden games on my list.
I have 0 Madden games on those.
Which, considering the majority of my games I played back then were sports games, that's kind of surprising.
I kind of let the sports to you guys. I knew you guys were gonna have them on there, honestly, because I was just like, but
Well,
but Madden 2000
you
shows
guessed a little bit wrong then.
Madden 2000 does show up on like a bunch of lists I was looking for, like
yeah,
top like
it
25
does.
games.
Yeah, it
so that was
does.
the one that's the year I see that shows up the most.
I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell you what the difference was between like 99 and 2000
Yeah.
and then 2000. All I know is that 01 was the last one that was just PlayStation 1. 'Cause
Gotcha.
then I think 02 was the first year on
Well,
the 2.
2001 was on PS2, but
Okay.
that was like the super like stripped down, like everyone's just
But-
like,
but
oh
we
my
had
god,
them
look
now.
at this great graphics and the beady eyes and everything.
So, yeah.
I was like, yeah, I didn't play a single Madden in the PS1 era. Honestly, I didn't. PS2
I played
was my first one.
Playing that. I remember playing Game Day.
Game Day was, I think, the first.
Oh, I might have
One.
played Game Day. I might have played Game Day. My cousin, I think, had that.
But-
How'd you say that?
What was those line of games? 99.
99.
Yeah.
That was back when 99 was bad. Like a lot of their games were bad.
It was good. We enjoyed Game Day. We played the college game too.
We'll get there.
Very good. All right, what's next?
Since I jumped the gun and tried putting this on the Super Nintendo list, I have to mention it now. NHL Open Ice.
That's a great.
Not as good as the arcade one, but solid enough.
Yeah.
Matt didn't pump nearly enough quarters into the PlayStation version.
Yeah.
Beat that game at Byron's Arcade on the south side of Chicago.
Byron's. My God.
They had a
How much money did we waste that one summer on Open Ice and hockey cards? How many hockey cards did you steal from that shop?
none.
They're closed.
I don't know
man.
what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has expired on that.
Yeah.
It was overcharging. It was for the people.
It's a Robin Hood situation.
I was taking... Never mind.
That game was good. I mean, it had like, it was NBA Jam
Right.
hockey, but it had Pat Foley announcing, which was
That's
you
right.
know,
Yeah, that's right.
born and raised Chicagoites, and you gotta love that.
Ah, so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Tenchu 2.
Ooh,
Is
yes.
Tenshu's the one with the first one? You could do the training mode where you could practice your kills, right? Was that the?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
I could not remember the name of it. I wouldn't have made my list, but I remember playing it.
I
Like
99%
that was cool.
think you're right on that one.
They had like a training thing where you just went through a room and killed four people.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that as well. Yeah, so Tenchu 2, it was in that whole stealth era of games,
Yep.
but you get to be a ninja.
Oh, that's why I never played it.
Yeah, it was, but you had all the ninja tricks, like the ninja bombs, ninja stars, and ninjas.
Ninja Bomb sounds like a wrestling move.
That game was cool.
That game was good. That's another one I wouldn't mind seeing come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the first Tenchu had some good ideas, but it was kind of you could tell super early, and then the second one just looked better and just
And you were
played
just
so much
constantly,
better.
and they had I don't know if the first one had it, but the second one definitely had a grappling hook to get on top of groups and things like that. So that was one I really really enjoyed. That's why I put it on there.
For sure.
Steak was next.
Wipeout 3. I mean, Wipeout's classic, still around. It's still great. And the third one was probably the pivotal
pinnacle,
one,
yeah, I
on
agree.
PS1. Then after that, I'm going to skip that one because I don't know if I want to say that one now, actually.
Ooh.
But
Changing his mind.
WWF SmackDown 2.
Nice.
Know your role.
I'm not gonna fit all that on here.
First of all, the title is awesome because, of course, The Rock was on the cover with Triple H.
Right.
But like, I remember the first time they came out with the first SmackDown game, it was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." It's like the SmackDown show and everything. And then the second one's like, "Here's a whole career of Shaq SmackDown." It's like, thank you, thank you.
They had like real cutscenes from stuff that had happened since the last game. And stuff.
Oh my god, it was so good. You had like the recap of the other matches and stuff from that night, and yeah, SmackDown 2 Roll Your Roll was awesome.
Nice, dude. Good call. One more.
The Wipeout 3 was the other one.
Oh, you're right. I'm writing it down.
You're the one that was not drinking beer.
I know.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
I'm gonna put this for a couple reasons. A, it was a fun game, but B, because it was important in the lifespan of PlayStation, which was Ape Escape. Because Ape Escape was the first game that did the whole DualShock thing, and
I was trying to decide if I should put that on or
we've
not.
had
Yep.
2 sticks ever since.
Yep.
You know, so and it was a super fun game though. Too.
It was.
And you know, just hunt down those monkeys, and the level design
Christ.
was really good.
We can take that out of context.
I'm talking about Ape Escape.
Talk about orangutans, people.
Ape Escape. But yeah, I mean, Ape Escape was a super fun game.
Yeah.
And like a kind of a big franchise for Sony that's gone completely dormant. So I want, again, one of those things that I don't know if it'll ever come back. I don't think it has like kind of resonance. It made 3 games, and the guy showed up in the All-Star Battle Royale thingy. But
I don't know.
outside
I
of
mean,
that,
like
really,
with the remasters of like Loco Roco, Parappa, and
that's
stuff
true.
like that, maybe they're kind of judging to see, hey, should we kind of remaster some of these old stuff like that? And I could totally see it being one of them.
good call. Art.
Just to finish on the wrestling games here. Power Move Pro Wrestling.
Nice.
I watched a video of that today. 'Cause I remember the name, but I didn't remember the game like very much of all. And
Area 51.
Area 51,
The Judge.
Chain Gang, King Og.
Yeah.
Was a 7-foot guy.
Something interesting about that game that I didn't find out until recently. The company that made that game is the same company that does Fire Pro Wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
That was like their first attempt at like a 3D
Really?
polygonal game. Yeah.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah, that one was cool. Like it only had like a dozen guys or
It
something.
only had like a dozen
but-
guys. I think it only had like exhibition mode or maybe a tournament or something, but it was a fun game to play, and it was definitely different from,
Yeah,
I
the
feel
guys, the guys did stuff that you couldn't do in other games, like just like jumping over the ropes and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, I feel like that was like early on in the PlayStation life. I don't know when that came out, but I feel like that was early on because like later on, like when you were talking about like WCW versus the World, like you could do like the planches off the ropes and things like that.
1997.
That's pretty early on. Well, that's
That's early on.
Yeah.
So I think 96 is when I got my
96.
PlayStation.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
96.
I thought it came out like 94.
It hadn't been out that long when I
Yeah.
got it.
So there you go. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Good game. Good game.
Matt, you got 2.
All right. Back into the sports mode here. All right, so NCAA football again. I picked 99, and due to more extensive research, 99.
Matt did his homework, folks.
Yeah.
I want to be asked back. All right, so 99 was 98 was the first like one that like you did the off-season recruiting and things like that. But 99 they expanded on that. They had the bowls. They had you could edit the players, which wasn't a huge deal, but that was the first year that you could.
It wasn't a huge deal, but it became a huge deal like on PlayStation 2 when you can download save files and shit.
Yeah, and 99 was the first year that you could take the draft class from NCAA and import it to the Madden,
Which never really translated over well.
not great. I mean, it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
but I think I don't remember if like underclassmen could leave or things like that.
I don't know.
It was only like the senior class, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it was just, and I mean, those were good games too. I mean, it was.
I miss NCAA football so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I used to play those way more than Madden.
Me too.
Way more.
Well, what I did like probably starting in college is like every year I would alternate whether I got NCAA or Madden.
Okay.
Because it was always like there was NCAA is just inherently a different game, and Madden would have like the new stuff that would go into NCAA the next year, and
I just love the recruiting aspect of it more.
yeah,
Oh,
I love it
God,
too. You
yeah.
can sit there and recruit players and build your team, and you might get dicked out of a championship because of the rankings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, even just the gameplay, like the NFL teams are, they weren't maybe 100% the same, but I mean, you're running the same offense,
Right.
same defense. NCAA, you could run the spread. You could be, they still had option teams back
Wishbone,
then.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fluxbone.
Yeah, and That was cool. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. Is that me again now?
You up, yeah?
All right. I'm gonna come back to my EA NHL game, but NHL Breakaway '98. Now this was. It's never gonna win awards on the for the gameplay, but that was one you could like. There was some kind of point or token system where you could like. You remember you could like build up the rivalry if you paid for it, or you could
do vaguely now that you mention it.
Yeah, and you could do something with your like skills too. I don't know if it was a team wide thing or a player thing. If you would have so many points or whatever, but even like in the gameplay, like that's the first game I remember where you could lose your helmet.
Yeah,
drop your stats.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Is that the one where like one of the injuries is a ruptured testicle or something?
It was like
phenomenal.
it was like a precursor to some of the features on past games, but the rivalry thing was cool. It's like if you spend like 5 tokens, it'd be like there'd be like a news article, be like, you know, there's no love lost between these two
Could you
teams.
pay an ambulance to drive around the stadium?
Run the siren.
Oh, it's back to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna say it because it's gonna get said at some point. Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
That is the only Final Fantasy game I ever played.
Me too.
It's the only Final Fantasy game I ever put 40 hours into multiple times and lost my save file. Well, I take that back. I did try. I think it was Final Fantasy X. I tried when it came out. And I didn't like how the game style was more like action based now in the fighting. Like I like the
Well,
turn.
10 was,
Well, 10 was still
turn-based.
turn-based.
I played
10-2? 10-2 was not.
I don't know.
I think 10-2's kind of... Well, that's kind
It
of
was like a
turn-based,
mix.
but on... Like, it was like a weird...
Yeah.
It was in college, and it was my buddy Joe's game, and I popped
Okay.
it in and played it, because I'd played 7 before, this was fun, and I popped it, and it was, like, actually, like, fighting, like, action, like, you're
might have been
moving and
12.
fighting. I don't know what the fuck it was.
It was 12.
Oh,
All I
I
know-
think
all I know
12's
is
a
I-
little- 12's a little more like
I didn't
MMO
like it.
and like action, yeah.
I didn't like it.
I don't know. No, sir. Didn't like it.
I liked the turn-based fighting in those older ones, but I never, I think I bought 8 on, was re-released on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I just never played it.
Nice. All right.
I think 7, like, introduced, like, a whole new crowd of people into...
Oh, absolutely,
Oh,
dude.
Final
I mean,
Fantasy
it's-
VII, it was one of those things. Like my mom got it for me for Christmas. I think she like asked a coworker like, "Hey, what's a good game to get my kid for Christmas?"
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, this one's
Yeah.
and it was big at that time too. It had just come out. And
Yeah.
I got it for Christmas. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Like I said, I mean, for
And
me,
then,
it's...
120 hours and never completing the game later.
Yeah, I got really far in that game. I got my shit erased too on one of those bullshit memory cards.
I mean, for me, it's slightly overrated, but it's
You're
super
overrated.
iconic. It's super iconic
You're
because of
overrated.
what it did.
All right. What have
Still a
we
good
talked about yet? Rival Schools.
Yes.
What is that?
That game
Rival
was
Schools.
awesome.
Yeah, what is that?
It is a.
I yelled it from back there.
Sorry, Melissa. Sorry, Melissa. That is a Capcom's like first or second 3D fighting game ever.
Yeah.
It was a
something like
very
that.
early on fighting
It was
game.
early.
But it had a bunch of it was but it had like a ton of modes in it. It had like the single player, it had a tag team mode on there, and even like that was one of the first games I ever had where if you selected certain characters to fight on your same team together, they would have individual like special like team up moves. So if you picked like the baseball guy, if you picked the guy who was like, because it was all like tropes from like high school, it was all the different
High
characters.
school stereotypes.
Right, and they had some other off the wall ones too. But anyway, so if you picked like the one that was like the baseball player, and you picked someone that was like the boxer, like you would basically swing the baseball bat and hit them into the girl who was a boxer, and so you like hit them across the way, and she'd be his weight down and like to punch him in the face on the other end of it, and it was one of the best 3D fighting games at the time anyway, in terms of just like the motion and feel and quickness of the whole thing. It was a very snappy game. But the characters were really cool, and that's why I liked it. And they never made another one since. This is the only one like this.
That game was awesome.
Taking this off the rails for 1 second, you mentioned that. You mentioned that, and I'm thinking back to like how I mentioned, the WCW vs. the World was the first game from THQ and AKI, and the last game I remember using that control scheme was Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I played the demo of that game. That's how much I
remember
wanted.
that game.
I'm pretty sure. I think
Material.
I rented that from Blockbuster
Yeah.
or something, just because I like the controls.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, because I was so like hard for like
Not a
3
PlayStation
stuff.
1 game, by the way.
Yeah,
No.
PlayStation 3. I
Yeah.
think had to be.
Yeah, I think it was that era. I think it was early.
It was because I
PS3,
played the demo because I was like, I gotta play
360.
something on this thing.
Yep.
Steak, what you got next? We're not gonna be that much over 30. How many more do you have on your list?
Me? 1, 2,
Sorry, I
3,
got quite a
4,
few.
What number are we on?
5.
28.
I have 5.
You do
No, I
29
mean
right
like
now.
What's was that 15?
I don't know, just go until your list is over.
Yeah.
I don't have that much. I don't have many more.
We're
Honestly.
supposed to have 15, but like
This is gonna be a long
a
one,
bunch of
guys.
other people have named stuff on my list. I crossed off. I didn't stop when I'm talking because I'm sure it sounds like I'm yelling from the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
It's okay. Bushido Blade.
That was a good one too.
That was a great fighting game. That was early on. I think
Juice.
PS1.
That was a
and
good one.
Combat, samurai fighting.
Was that the one where like it was only like one hit though? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I think it. Oh, I'm trying to remember now.
I don't remember that one either. I might be completely.
I think
talking
it might.
about
No,
an
no.
ass.
I know what you're talking about. I think it might have been.
It was like a swordplay thing, and you had like dodge and parry and
Yeah, I think
but
so.
like,
Yeah,
when you hit somebody, that was the end of that
Yeah,
round.
I'm pretty sure that was. But I just remember like when I was going through the list, I'm like Bushido. I'm like, yes, me and my cousin play that all the time. That was a lot of fun. Then my other one. Let's go with Fear Effect 2.
Good call. We're just making a comeback.
Yes, which is awesome next year. Those Fear Effect games, I mean, those for my, let's see what PS1. I was in 7th, 8th grade. So that was like one of the sexiest games I've ever played.
Was. It really was.
But it was a really good action game and
Yeah.
like puzzle solving and stuff. And,
Sexy, you have my attention.
yeah.
And that was one, like you would walk into. It was like the Resident Evil style camera where it would be fixed on one thing.
Yeah.
But all the backgrounds, everything were all animated.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be walking through this kind of path.
Yep.
But everything would be so like the world had so much life in it. And it was like that weird like neon Blade Runner type
Yep.
ass feel to the
Yep.
whole thing.
And like all the characters were kind of like, not like they weren't like actual characters. They were more like kind of like cell shaded. They're a little more cell shaded.
Yeah, like that's like the borders were very like dark.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, those games were a lot of fun.
Nice. That's your second one, right?
Yeah.
Tekken 3. Now we're talking about fighting games a lot.
Oh yeah.
I played a lot of Tekken 3.
Tekken 3 was awesome.
It's
That's still
another fighting
my.
game. Another 3D fighting game. I don't have much to talk about that. Outside of me just loving that game. So you can go ahead.
Throwing this one out for Andy. Worms.
Worms is great.
Wasted many a summer day playing that in his basement.
Which version of Worms was that? Was the
The
original?
original
one?
Worms, yeah.
Man.
Never
Worms
understood
Armageddon
Worms.
was on PlayStation as well, but the original one was
We
the one.
should play some Worms soon. Worms is fun.
Yeah.
What I gotta say about Worms?
I mean,
All right, very good. Matt.
All right.
gameplay hasn't changed much in
No, it really
20
hasn't.
years.
All right, I'm gonna break from the sports for a minute. Here's my deep cut.
Uh-oh.
Overblood.
Ooh, I know that one.
Remember Overblood? Do you remember?
I meant to put that on my list and I fucking forgot.
I don't know if I
You're
played that one.
welcome.
I looked that up earlier today. I'm like, PlayStation Peepo. Overblood. That's it.
People is your little robot helper that eventually meets his demise midway through. It was, geez, I don't even know how to describe the game, but I remember it was fun. It was not action. That's not a good way.
It was Resident Evil E.
Kind of.
It was
Yeah.
like you were trying to get through like I think you're just trying to get through like some kind of facility.
Yeah.
And that's like where Peepo came in. Is like the guy you're controlling can't go everywhere, so you send the robot in and control him to go certain places.
People went the way of what was Blankman's robot,
Oh man.
J5.
Was it J5?
Somebody looked that shit up.
On it.
J5 does sound right. Now that I'm not saying it, like J5.
Well, the second thing when I type in Blankman, the autocomplete is J5. So
There you go. There it is.
Yeah.
Holy
That
shit,
was fun.
Blank, man.
I remember we.
Speaking of PlayStation 1 era.
Yeah, I think we rented that, and we got stuck.
Near the end.
And then it was something stupid like oh, the item's right there on the shelf, and you're looking for whatever. I don't know. I don't remember how it all went, but
I remember there being like it did the classic thing like there's a timer at the end, and we had like to like run through the facility at the very end, or it was something like that too, where we got stuck. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember Overblood.
yeah,
There were like green monsters, right? It was like these
Something
like
like
humanoid
that.
green things.
yeah.
I do remember that.
you're a humanoid green thing.
I am. What's the next one, Matt?
All right, so
Back to the sports games.
Back to the sports games. All right, NHL 99 again, open to. But again, expanded franchise. You know, players could retire. You can make trades. Blah blah blah. But I remember that game. You could get like, you know, everyone would, if there was a penalty in the ice, everyone would stand still, and they'd have the little bar at the bottom. But you could get like majors and misconducts and stuff. And like I played a lot of, I think 01, but that got a little arcadey, I guess. Where that was when the guys had, you know, the bullseyes, or they could hit hard and make the guys
yeah,
Oh, right.
Whereas like 99 was like, you remember you could check the guys and like both guys would fall over. I mean, that was like,
And the puck's just sitting there with nobody around it.
yeah. You know, it was more a little more realistic. So yeah, and it probably, you know, there's probably an argument for anywhere between 98 and 2000, or
It's no 96.
we don't have time for that one. I want to offer my rebuttal, but
Put it in writing. Well,
He did in a text message when I called him out on it.
I can't argue the simulation and the, you know, stuff like that. I will say that.
Oh, it's me again.
yes, you again.
Mark that off. Tomb Raider 2.
I put the first one on there, but I don't.
I put the fourth one.
the fourth. Oh, that was on there.
The
right?
Last Revelation. That's the one I skipped. I was like, I don't know if I want to say this or not.
Yeah, how about this? I'm not going to fight over this, so I don't care.
One of the Tomb Raiders has to make it. Let's put it that way. Let's go with 2.
None of us said 1, so it'll be 1.
I said one.
Joking. Oh, so 3.
So it'd be 3.
So 3. Oh god, that was
3 was the worst
terrible.
one.
That was terrible. The story was so bad for that
And it
one.
was like some of the stuff was impossible.
Like yeah, Last Revelation. I just thought like because that was like they improved so much of the mechanics of like the PS1 era of like
I'm
game
fine with 4.
and stuff. But like 2 had a great story.
I honestly just put Tomb Raider
And
on there.
one's
Again,
iconic.
Yeah, I just put Tomb Raider on there because I need one of those needs to appear on the
Yeah.
list. All right. Twisted Metal 2.
oh, for
Oh, I
sure.
forgot about Twisted Metal
For
in general.
sure.
That was the best one until Black came out.
Yep. Oh god,
I hated Twisted Metal because I sucked at it.
Good reason.
Black was so good.
Black was the best.
So
Black was the
good.
best.
Oh. And then they came out with that crap on PS3.
I hate a lot of games. 'cause
Remember
I
that
suck at
one?
them.
I do.
Ugh.
I might be out. I might be done.
I got quite a few still.
I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, you are. Shut the fuck up.
I'll just take the notes.
Yeah.
I'll take notes in your beatings.
Let's see here. Where do I want to go next?
There's not enough JRPGs from you coming from your steak. I
know.
weird.
Well,
How
here's
many-
the thing.
Hey, how many games do you guys have on your list left? 1, 2, 3. We said 15. Sure, I fucking know.
We never get this right. It's either too many or not enough.
Well, because last time, like that was the thing with my Super Nintendo list. I had so many of mine were what we all had
Yeah.
that like I lost a lot. So I put on a lot more for this one just in case. But like I mean, I don't know. Maybe like honestly, like out of all of these here though, maybe like 3 more. I can definitely like I definitely want to say
I can trim it down to 3.
I can trim it down to like
Let's just all say our 3 we have and
okay.
going
I
around.
will
the
Instead
table.
of
think
going
of
around,
3
that's
more.
fine. That's fine. Okay, well here's the thing. With PS1 is when I was my introduction, but I couldn't buy my own games yet, so I was limited on my JRPGs until PS2 is when I really exploded.
I got
but
Are we going to mention how you're trying to learn Japanese so you can play video games?
yeah, I am. I am.
That is the nerdiest shit I've ever heard
I'm
in my
progressing
life.
pretty well. I got hiragana down.
As somebody who plays a lot of video games and works in IT for a living, that's the nerdiest shit I've ever heard.
You know what? Honestly, it's Dragon Quest 11. Like I know it's coming here, but like I've been seeing a lot of video of it, and I'm like, God, I wish I could just understand this and play this right now.
Man, I hope that game is really good for you.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh God, I hope so.
What's the most you've ever committed to a game? I learned the
I learned the
languages.
language for it. Well, and also tune up though. I also want to play Ni no Kuni on the DS, which was only released in Japan.
Interesting.
So I really want to play that. So that's now my new like, and I hear that's a little bit simpler because Ni no Kuni is kind of like a. It's kind of directed a little bit more towards like it's a teen rated, but it's more towards like kids, like the way it's like given,
Gotcha.
presented. But yeah, so hiragana down, kind of katatana. I think it is.
That's a blade. That's not a language.
No, that's not a language. What is it? The other one?
Sword.
I have no idea what he's talking about right now.
Whatever the other one is. That starts with the K. I'm almost.
lighting things on fire and sputtering sentences.
I've almost got down, and I've started kanji, and that's gonna be kanji's gonna be brutal. But yeah, so I'm getting there. But Legend.
I don't want to sit through a fucking 11 gig download to play a demo, and you're learning foreign language.
Yeah. I haven't done anything like this in a while. It's getting the brain going.
Good for you.
Legend of Dragoon, classic, great. I mean, took great aspects of Final Fantasy and added transformations to Great Dragoons, and it's so good. What other three do I really want to say? Oh, we need a Street Fighter game. Street Fighter Alpha 3. The Alpha series, I love the Alpha series. Those games are
That was
awesome.
the best one of those.
Those are so much fun.
How many times has that one been released? Like 15?
I have it on my Vita.
Probably. And then my last one I want to say out of these two, they're both pretty classic. We don't have any basketball games on there, do we?
I was just thinking that.
NBA on NBC Showtime. That was like they lost the license to NBA Jam, so they came out with Showtime.
I
With
do
Shaq on the
remember
cover
that.
and everything.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it
yeah.
had the whole NBC presentation and everything.
I do remember that.
And it kind of like expanded a little bit more on Jam.
I'll say, I
It
think,
had
I think that
some-
was the one where things started getting like really crazy, where like you
Yeah.
could be in the middle of a dunk and alley-oop it to your teammate.
Yep, you
go
can do
to
a bunch.
dunk
Yep,
and-
exactly. That was, oh my God, the amount of time me and my siblings put into Showtime was insane. That game was a lot of fun.
All right, what's your last three?
My last three, Gran Turismo, just because that's the first game I remember where like you could buy actual cars,
Yeah.
and upgrade them and race them. I mean, I'm not a big racing game person,
Classic.
but
No,
And,
classic.
it's a huge PlayStation
Absolutely.
deal as well.
I have Hot Shots Golf 2.
Ooh, I forgot any of the hot shots.
Yes.
Good call.
I forgot that too.
Nice.
I don't know why I picked that one over the other one.
That's
That's just the one I remember playing.
Good answer.
Yep.
And the last one I have on there is another game I just played at your guys' house, 10 Pin Alley.
Oh my God! Yes, I totally forgot about that game.
In case
That
you're-
game was great.
in case
That
you're
was
unaware, it's a bowling
fantastic.
game.
Oh my God! I completely
Oh, that
forgot
was a
about Ten Pin
great
Alley.
bowling game.
Pulled those last two off of my list. Sorry. I love that shit. When you'd get like 6 strikes in a row, and then you miss one, and they'd like run out into the street into traffic and shit. You just hear the sound effects and just goofy shit. That's awesome. Good, nice. All right. You took 2 of my 3 there. Art. So
I just realized now this table's propped up on soup cans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking I've been sitting there like touching this thing with my foot the whole time. It's a good thing I didn't put like a
feels
solid
like soup.
kick into it.
It's solid, man. Look at it. It's not moving at all.
Well, the wobbly coaster must not be down there.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
all right. Siphon filter.
Classic.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Yep.
That one just missed my list.
Boy, I
You have a
love
special
closing
one,
my windows.
the one you liked, or just the first one, or does it make a difference?
I would say the first one because that was the only one that, or I shouldn't say it's the only one I played, but I played that one for a while.
Okay.
I don't think I finished that. I think I got to a mission I couldn't do, and
2 was really good, too. But, yeah, no, 1 is just iconic.
I love the taser in that game. It'd be like just tasing
Yeah.
people from across the way.
yeah, that was a
Tasing
cool
bitches.
game.
Remember the PSP Siphon filter?
That was really good too.
Awesome.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of actually.
That was awesome.
International track and field.
Oh, my God.
The button masher.
Wasn't that was a launch game? That came out when the
brutal.
system came
Did
out.
it?
I think so.
I think it was right around there. It was
if
pretty
it,
early.
yeah, if it wasn't at launch, it was one of the earliest games.
Like that one was like carpal tunnel city.
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Well, it's like
mean,
you'd
without
button
a doubt,
mash, like
without a
you're doing the
doubt.
javelin, you button mash, and you gotta stop real quick to hold like a button to throw.
Yeah, like you got to use your thumbs to mash, and then you got to use
Another appendage.
Sound effects brought to you by the weather.
It's the eclipse.
Yeah. It's the aftermath of the eclipse.
I saw someone put up on their storefront this like store closed for the apocalypse. We'll reopen it. They confused the word apocalypse.
Did they? Or?
That's awesome.
Well, they plan to reopen, so the apocalypse.
Oh,
they wouldn't. If they did think it was happening, they weren't very sure of it.
that's funny.
Last
one.
I didn't even narrow these down, but FIFA. I don't know which one was better than the other.
FIFA.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they couldn't have been too different, but I remember they were kind of fun.
Any last? You guys got more on your list. I mean, any last one that you're just like, I gotta get this in there.
Okay. Too Extreme.
I remember playing that on the demo disc I got with my system a lot.
I have to. We got to put that. That's just classic. I mean, that was an early on game, and just like that was back when that was before Tony Hawk, I think, wasn't it?
Maybe.
But it was right around that time where like the extreme sports
It
were getting
definitely- it
big and
definitely was-
popular.
Jet
It
Moto.
definitely was before Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah, and
Borders. Which
that was Cool Borders. Forgot about those. Jet Moto.
Yep.
Those games are fun.
You know, I couldn't tell you whether it would be a live or a shootout, but I feel like there were some good NBA games, kind of like late 90s.
Live was really, I think, the top of the PlayStation era, if I'm not mistaken. Like the actual real basketball games. I want to say Live, I think, was the best. I think.
And we don't need to put this one on the list, but we didn't put. I could never play baseball games too long, but the show, and I don't remember what
Triple Play.
Triple Play.
Triple Play. Yeah. Those were kind of cool.
Were good.
That I got one of those. That was one of the first games that I got right after I
That
got
was
my
the
system.
show had great ideas. This was back when 989.
So it wasn't even called the show. It was just called like MLB.
It was just called like
98.
MLB or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
They had great ideas, but the gameplay was just horrid.
Yeah.
But that's why Triple Play was way better. But then that's why everyone was like, okay, well, now only 989 is only going to make baseball games. How's this going to go? And it's like, oh, that's all they're doing now?
amazing, yeah.
Now these are amazing games. And they look amazing. And they're playing great.
Before I forget to, you had two like dishonorable mentions that you brought up to me earlier. I got to hear what these are.
All right. The first one is the only game that I ever physically broke on purpose. It was Virtual Pool.
What did you do to the game? You just snap it in half?
Yeah, I just pulled it out of the machine and just.
I think you tossed it around the room a couple times first.
Yeah,
and
you know,
then-
it was surprisingly durable. Like
Oh,
you know, you missed like a pool shot or two, but
That's awesome.
it was just one bad game, bad day or something. You know, I paid like probably like $4 for it or something. One of those cheap games. Okay, and then the most dishonorable mention, WCW Nitro.
Oh,
Fuck that game.
Oh, God.
We waited forever for that game.
Oh, the delay, and then it sucked.
For months, I would call Electronics Boutique and be like, you guys getting WCW Nitro in? You guys getting WCW Nitro in? You guys getting WCW Nitro in?
And it'd be like the day before it's supposed to come out.
Yeah. It's like the week it's supposed to come out. I'm like, you guys getting it this week? I don't know. You guys getting it this week? I don't know. You guys getting it this week? I don't know. Day of the release. You guys get it today? No, I haven't heard anything about it. Fucker.
And you got it, and you're like, fucker again.
It's delayed all this time, and then the game is just terrible.
It's really so bad.
Oh, fuck you, THQ.
Well, that was the PlayStation follow-up to the WCW vs. the World.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which made
And
it
it
look
was-
even worse.
It was like it was the follow-up to that, and it had like they announced like this big expanded roster, like because WCW vs. the World only had like 10, maybe 12 WCW
Yeah.
guys on it. And they announced this, like their full roster, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. It's all these guys we know and watch on TV, and the game was just a steaming pile of shit.
And it wasn't all those guys too. Like, I don't remember there being like a huge roster on that thing either.
No, I don't think there was.
It was more
I think
than the
I think
last
I think it was
one,
huge
but-
compared to
Yeah.
whatever the original one was. But it was like when the original one came out, like the NWO stuff was just starting, or had just started, and the Nitro was supposed to have like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall,
Yeah.
like all these guys that we've been watching on TV as wrestling was blowing up.
They didn't even have like a season. What was their mode on there? It was.
It was bullshit, is what it was.
Well, yeah.
It was versus.
That's what they should have called it.
It was just versus. That was it.
Oh. Fuck that game.
All right.
That's a new segment. I just want
Fuck
credit for
that.
that game.
We should make that a segment.
I like that.
I do like that. Oh, I got a good one for that one.
All right. So we got 46 games on the list.
What are we narrowing it?
30.
So we got knocked 16 off.
We're no problem. It'll be
So,
easy.
did anyone have anyone that they put on there that'd be like, there's no way this is making the list? Mine is X-Files.
I mean, Wu-Tang Shaolin style.
I guess.
we gotta say we should not.
Someone's got to say it, right?
I understand it, but I
No one has to
know.
say it, Art.
No.
Nope, mine's all gold.
You can take Breakaway off of there. Breakaway 98.
I got you.
See, I didn't even mention my hockey. Oops.
What was your hockey game?
NHL Championship 2000. That was the Fox Sports one with the lighted puck.
I
and
bought
the,
that for like
and the
$2,
la-
like way after it came
and
out.
remember how, if you shot it hard enough, you got the red laser, like how it was back on the. Oh yeah.
I think Breakaway might have had the. It was like before the laser came out, but it was like good stuff.
Well, we have like what?
No,
we
my list
got a
is solid.
couple hockey games, a couple
I'm serious.
football
Yeah.
games. It's like
I think
we should
we-
limit it down to like how we did last time,
One
one
of
per
each.
sport.
All right, let's go first. Let's go. What's the first sports game I got here? We only got one football game, so that's fine.
Okay, so Madden was the only one.
Madden.
Hockey, we got a couple. I think
Hockey.
still.
Open Ice, NHL '99.
We already check out Breakaway.
We're gonna check out Breakaway.
My vote's Open Ice. We keep. That game was
If I
just-
were gonna pick one, I would probably pick Open Ice as well, because you don't make them anymore.
I mean, I put
Yeah.
it on the list, so.
So what do you think?
Yeah, so I was doing it. All right, so 99's gone. All right, so there's that. And then I'll let you because then. All right. Hey, what about wrestling? How many wrestling games do we want?
Well, one
All
of them.
Well, the Star
One of
Wars
them
with
you can't touch.
I said
WCW.
one
Yeah.
of them's no veto.
So we keep the
suck it.
WCW, and then what? We had a couple.
We have Power Move Pro Wrestling, WWF SmackDown 2.
That's it.
That might be it.
Oh, that isn't, huh? I felt like we were talking
Well, we
about
had to throw
wrestling
away the
a lot
start
more.
one we can't get rid of. Though. I would probably get rid of Power Move if I were to get
Yeah.
rid of one. As much as I did like that game, I would probably get rid of that one.
Okay, then we have one WCW and one WWF. That's kind of
Perfect.
nice. Then we have one of each then from that era.
How many Resident Evils ended up making the list?
One and
Oh,
two.
we have one and two.
Okay, I know one's a.
It's hard to take one of them off.
Let's see.
I
Let's see.
think.
I think there's other ones we can cut first. We have a shit ton of fighting games on here.
Oh, that's true.
No. We had
Absolutely
Rival
not.
Schools, Bushido Blade, Tekken 3, Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Oh my god, how do you take any of those off?
You
Because
can't pick
they're all
one, so
different.
just
they're all
Wu-Tang
different.
Clan Shaolin style.
I say we already took off
Yeah,
Wu-Tang.
come on.
I mean, I would probably take off Rival Schools because that's like a meek.
That's kind of more of a cult classic.
Yeah,
type
it's
thing.
like a-
yeah, that's
it's a
fine.
meat
All right,
deep
let's take
cut.
that one off. And then for now, let's leave Tekken and Street Fighter. We'll come back.
Let's see here.
Honestly, you could take off for my list. You could take off Fear Effect too. As great as that game is, I think it's one of those.
That one just missed my list as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think putting in the top like 30 of what we would want
Yeah.
to do was kind of tough.
Would it make it easier if, like, so we have the no vetoes? Would it make it easier if we went through this list and marked off the ones that, like, this has to be on there?
And now,
Yeah. Like, Metal Gear Solid has to be on there.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Metal
so
Gear for sure.
Metal Gear for sure. Resident Evil 1 and 2. Are we gonna hold off?
Well,
on
we're gonna
that?
hold off for that.
All
Let's wait and see.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a
For
lock.
sure.
Silent Hill's a lock.
Yeah. Tony Hawk 2's a lock. Yeah.
I kind of would put Destruction Derby as a lock. I don't know about you guys though.
I don't know if I put it as a lock, but I definitely feel strongly in favor.
I feel
Okay.
strongly, but yeah, but I wouldn't lock it in yet.
Madden no, Open Ice no, Tenchu 2. Well, I guess Open Ice is now correct because we narrowed down to hockey.
Yeah, when you're not
Yeah,
hockey, so let's
okay.
keep on. Yep.
Tenchu 2 no, Wipeout 2 no. SmackDown is a lock as well because
Yeah.
of the wrestling thing. Ape Escape no, NCAA football, Final Fantasy 7, Bushido Blade, Tekken, Worms, Overblood. I don't know if I have any other like super locks on here.
I would say Final Fantasy 7. I would say possibly just because of the impact it had. But if we're looking strictly at gameplay, we already have a Final Fantasy on there, and I think you and Steak will probably know better than I do. The gameplay is pretty similar as far as gameplay goes.
They're always a different system.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's still turn based, but yeah, I mean, it has different
I would cut.
aspects.
I would cut. Do we have any? I mean, we have one other RPG on it. It's,
we have Legend of Dragoon,
yeah.
which I mean, that's
See, this is tough. This is
That's
tough.
because that's
Um, I'm taking FIFA out.
Yeah, let's take FIFA. Yeah, no,
I
let's,
couldn't even
yeah,
give you a game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, let's
Maybe a
take
year.
FIFA. You know what? I think we got to lock in Hot Shots. I mean,
I
Hot
think so
Shots is
too.
PlayStation. I think we got to lock that in.
Gran Turismo was the same thing. Like,
And Gran Turismo, we
was
gotta
Tomb
lock in
Raider,
Gran
So is
Turismo.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, but Gran Turismo was PlayStation. You know what I mean? That was
And we have nothing else
Sony.
like it at all on here.
Yeah, so let's. Yeah, I don't think we have any other racing games at all.
The 2 Extreme count.
Kind of.
All right. All right.
I mean, we got to lock in our only Tomb Raider game, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Same thing with Twisted Metal.
Yeah. Oh, Twisted Metal for sure. I think it's a lock. Yeah.
Okay.
So how many locks do we have now?
That is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18. Okay, so we're getting there.
I would be okay with locking up Siphon Filter on there as well because that was also like
Yep.
perfect time for the era, like a perfect era
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Also, to me, like PlayStation. I mean, Wipeout's only on PlayStation, so I don't
Yeah.
know if we want to lock Wipeout 3 as well. We have at least one of them on there.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna say this as much as I don't want it to go, but how many people in the world know what Overblood is outside of like the three of us?
Yeah, I love the game, but agree with that entirely.
As much as I love yelling "Peepo,"
I don't know how I feel about Tenchu 2. That'd be like a
That's
tough,
because that was
that's a
that was
tough cut.
that was pretty big. Like that was,
I know, but it's like.
and it's kind of like Ape Escape too. Like that's another one where it's like,
I know.
Do you keep it like that's again? That's PlayStation. That's like that is what PlayStation was, at that time. I mean, it's kind of like game we don't have on here, but like Medieval. Like if someone said
Yeah,
Medieval,
shit, I
like
forgot about that
that
game.
would be
Get me
a lot.
on your ass.
All right.
Do we want NCAA football as well as Madden? That's another kind of thing to think about. Or do we want to just stick with Madden?
If I were to pick one, I would stick with NCAA just because it doesn't exist anymore.
I'd be okay with that, actually.
I'd take NCAA over Madden.
Ditto.
Yep. All right. There we go. Cross off another one and add one.
Good work, everyone.
We're really working together here as a team.
this is rolling along. We're getting there.
I don't know if I can subject a new generation to international track and field.
Oh my god, I know. Oh my god. It could be like one of those games.
It would be
though.
fun.
You know what I mean?
It is fun. It is. It's a good game. Man. How many cuts? We gotta make 16 cuts here total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 6 more. We gotta cut out 6 more.
6 more out of here, huh?
Sorry. Can you guys check your plugs? I was wondering something was. Oh, there we go.
Matt.
That one. No, I'm getting a crazy hum all of a sudden. There we go.
Matt's fucking.
Don't touch it.
Sorry, listeners. Sorry about that humming. I don't know how long it's been going on
Oh.
for.
How bad?
I don't know. We'll find out. At
How
the
bad
end.
did it sound when you heard it there?
It's there.
Okay. Well, let's continue this anyway. You can't change that.
I think it was more. I don't think. I think it was just like in the last maybe like 5 or 6 minutes. So hopefully not too bad.
There's some dead air there.
Well, now we're good. Yeah, now we're good.
All right. Man. Worms.
That's up to you guys. I hate. I don't. I never understood worms.
It's fucking worms killing each other. What is
I
that?
never understood the appeal of it.
It's fucking worms killing each other. Yeah, I'm not gonna be heartbroken if it's not there. Another one of those that I'm wondering if it's just like the three of us, nostalgia is 10 Pin Alley.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say it.
I don't want to agree to
I
this.
don't want to say it. Okay. I think one of the fighting games got to go because you got Bushido Blade, Tekken 3, and Street Fighter Alpha 3.
I'm not a fighting game guy, so I'm gonna let you people figure this out.
I mean, Tekken and Street Fighter are both just iconic franchises. I mean, Bushido Blade was kind of like its own thing.
Yeah.
But
it's like, it's like the fight. Like, do you want to have a thing that isn't always in there? Or,
right,
or
exactly.
the thing that
That's
people,
that's the hard part. But if we were like if we're producing this not only for us but to sell it, I mean, I think you keep Tekken and Street Fighter, right?
I'd agree.
As much as I love Bushido Blade,
It was fun. The fighting games not mentioned. Bloody Roar.
Oh yeah,
So many
God,
goddamn
Bloody Roar was
fighting
so
games.
good.
All right, so we got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 more.
4 more
4
still.
more cuts.
4 more cuts, huh? I mean, at some point we gotta address the Resident Evil 2 thing. Are we keeping both of them, or
No, we don't. We don't have to address it. Oh, yeah, we do.
Well, I mean, it's either we're keeping both of them and we just star them both now, or we're cutting one of them. I mean,
Yeah.
and it takes care of part of our.
We have no other sequels on here. Now we have Silent Hill. We have Tony Hawk 2. We have Tenchu 2 for right now. Wipeout 3. So having 2 of them on there, as iconic as they both are, probably want to cut one of
We
them.
have 2 Final Fantasies on there right now.
I know, but those are more different than I think you think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Resident Evil 2 was a different from 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
same
yeah,
idea.
kind of.
and
I
it's-
mean,
and
it
it's-
was. Yeah.
2 discs and the whole like you playing through the story differently and.
All right. I say, you know what?
I think we have easier cuts that we could make outside of Resident Evil 1 and 2. So here's the games that we have left
Mike
there.
walking away from the problem as usual.
Yes.
Too extreme can
Here-
go. I think.
You sure?
Yeah, I mean,
Fair
it was.
game.
I know
Okay.
it was cool. It was fine, but I think it's one of those where it's like, the Tony Hawk was what really took off the extreme sports. That was cool for us that got into it a little bit earlier.
Okay.
So, but
Here are the games that are still in question: Resident Evil 1, 2, Destruction Derby, Tenchu 2, Ape Escape, Final Fantasy 7, Tekken 3, Legend of Dragoon, Street Fighter Alpha 3, International Track and Field. Yeah,
I know I put it on there, but my first vote off is track and field.
that was mine too.
yeah,
All right.
I want to subject future
I
generations.
don't want to. I don't want to hurt your feelings, Matt.
4,
Thank
5,
you.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've got 2 more to go.
Oh my god! Now this is really hard.
know.
This is really hard. Because like,
Okay. Man,
God.
I can't leave Final Fantasy 7 off the list. I can't. My brain would not allow that to happen.
Should we start going the other way now and start starring these ones that I love?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my foot down at 7. If anyone else
All right.
cares, I'm doing it. It's started. It's over. It's official. It's an ink.
It's on the board.
It's
an
on
ink.
there.
Star Destruction Derby. That's my vote for the first one to star.
Honestly, yeah. You want to do that? Like where we actually instead we start going. How many you have left here? 1. I guess that.
That's gonna get dangerous. Let's get
Honestly,
dangerous really
Destruction
fast.
Derby. I would. Do
Yeah,
that
we could
too.
we could try to avoid the
Let's not
Resident
do
Evil
that.
quandary and
I know.
Now, like,
Okay, here's the thing though. Tekken 3 barely made my list.
it's great. I mean, it's a great fighting game. I mean, I think Street Fighter Alpha has to be there. Alpha was like pretty.
Elva's the best version of
Yeah,
that game.
I mean,
and
that's great.
They actually probably made better Tekken since this version, like Tekken Tag. Anyone have any affection for Tekken?
I don't give a shit about fighting games.
I got nothing.
I know Art.
You looked at me and asked a question. I mean,
Sorry.
It does hurt though.
Is that it?
It does hurt dropping that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, let me count the one we're keeping. 1, 2, 3.
No, we got too many.
29, 30.
Boom, we're done.
we're done.
All right.
Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3. Count for yourself.
This is great.
23, 24.
Podcast.
29, 30. All right, we're good. All right.
Daddy.
Three of us sitting here. Three of us sitting here silent and Michael.
So the,
Y'all
the deader made up for all that humming that happened
right.
earlier.
I hope that was only like. 2 or
I
3
really
minutes,
hope
like,
so.
Well,
So,
listen,
maybe.
we're down. And whatever. It is what it is. All right, so final list. Y'all ready for this?
No.
Too bad. So,
Why'd you even ask?
too bad. All right. Our PlayStation 1 Classic Mini with no restrictions
PSX.
or anything, the PSX, the mini one, is Knockout Kings, WCW vs. the World, Blast Chamber, Final Fantasy IX, Dino Crisis, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, Grand Theft Auto 2, Die Hard Trilogy, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 1 and 2, they both made it. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Silent Hill, Tony Hawk 2, Destruction Derby, NHL Open Ice, Tenchu 2, Wipeout 3, WWF SmackDown 2, Ape Escape, NCAA Football 99, Final Fantasy 7, Tomb Raider 4, Twisted Metal 2, Legend of Dragoon, Street Fighter Alpha 3, NBA on NBC Showtime, Gran Turismo, Hot Shots Golf 2, Siphon Filter. I would buy that shit.
I'd buy it.
immediately.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I'd buy
At
it.
what price tag?
$100.
With 2 controllers, $100.
Yeah, 2 controllers, $100.
Matt, what's your price point?
Yeah. Sure.
Man, that was definitely tougher. That's what I was
Yeah,
hoping for. Honestly, that's what I was hoping
that
for.
was
I
good.
really wanted you to have to make a call on Resident Evil, Resident Evil 2.
If I had to pick one, balls.
I'd pick 2.
I'd pick one.
If I had to cut out my baby, I would cut
Things that
out.
can be taken out of context.
This whole podcast is up for questioning. I would cut Resident Evil 2. I would keep 1.
Damn right you would.
Just because I just have I have such a love in my heart for that game. I fully recognize 2 is I think is a better game.
Yeah.
I think I probably played 2 more, but I just love 1 way too much not to cross off of any list, let alone the quintessential PlayStation 1 games. So I would have a tough time.
That's the other thing too. That game came out when they were still doing the big box game.
Yeah.
Games.
Oh,
I still
yeah.
had it
yeah.
somewhere.
It was
Yeah.
still
I think hopefully.
that early on that it
Yep.
came out. So I mean that was one of the games that out of the gate they had to show off their shit.
All right, we're not even done yet. We got one last thing to
We've
do.
hit the
Show must go on.
We've hit the 2-hour mark.
This is
for real?
This is
Yeah.
officially our longest one.
Well,
Shit.
how
I
long
don't
was
think
our
we've-
first
I don't
one?
think
It
we've
wasn't
ever
2?
gone
It was,
Wow.
it was 2 hours.
It was about
Yeah,
2?
it was. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
2
Oh,
hours.
Well, that's okay. This is part.
We've had some shorties recently. We had like an hour and 10 minutes
absolutely.
recently. So.
This
this
part
was-
coming up is going to be short.
And this was great.
Oh, it's
I had an awesome
fantastic.
time doing this.
This is fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed
Hope you
it
enjoyed
too.
it too. So,
And I apologize for any of the humming.
and tell us anything we missed, because I'm sure there's
Yes,
some deep
please.
cut somewhere we missed. So please let us know.
Or
Put it
there's
in the
something really
comments.
obvious that we've all just forgotten about.
Yes.
Even though I'm pretty sure we all sourced
I-
our shit from like.
I don't want to
best
hear. I don't
PlayStation.
want to hear your Tamba 2s or anything like that. Right? I saw it. I rejected it.
Klonoa?
Parappa the Rapper.
Didn't miss that one either. All right, so my gift to you. It was Art's gift to Steak,
Oh, what a gift it was.
and it was what's the full title of this game? I want to make sure you get it.
Dream
right.
Daddy.
Is it just Dream Daddy?
There's a little.
It's like Dream Daddy,
Dream
a
Daddy.
dad dating simulator or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
All right. What?
Welcome
yeah.
to gaming in 2017. So far on this podcast, we have dated pigeons. We have dated. I think they ended up being ghosts in that one that you had.
I'm
us
gonna
do.
assume so.
Who was the guy you guys talked about? The one that Mr. Sucky or
Mr. Masaji.
Mr. Masaji.
Yeah, that's
I'm Mr. Masaji.
I was Mr. Masaji.
The stuff we give to each other.
Yeah, but Steak has Dream Daddy, where you are also a dad trying to find love with another dad in a new town.
You're trying to bang dads. Yeah, tip to tip. We think that's how it works, right?
I don't know. We'll find out.
So tell us your full,
That's how gay sex goes,
detailed
right?
impressions of Dream Daddy.
Okay. All right. First of all, this game's $15.
I'll be $15. I meant I was going to text
It's-
message you the one night and say, "Hey, did you buy the game there? I just want me to gift it to you." And that's the same night you posted your picture saying,
okay.
"Does my dad look like me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you make your own dad too.
Yeah.
It's
You
like-
need to create your own dad. Yeah. So
You
yeah,
should
so-
really get back into gaming, Matt.
Yeah. So
You know, after
It's
what
a
I've
trip.
heard tonight of like what games are going on, it's too much. For me. I can't handle
it
it.
really is.
There's a lot of fun. It's a heavy week.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep playing Knockout Kings from 1998.
Ten Penalty. I'm gonna go home and play Ten Penalty. I totally forgot about that shit. All right, anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so this game's $15. It's like $12 too much. So the art style is whatever. It's a nice drawn art style. Not drawn, but like animated art style. But so you start off the game as basically it's you and your daughter packing up your house. Because you could choose if it was her mother or her father, her other father, that died.
Which would really make more sense the way this game goes.
It does, but so you get to choose which one though. For
thought
at least
it was like she
your
left or
first
she-
marriage.
I thought you were gonna make it able to choose like if she left or if she died.
Yeah,
that's where you- I thought that's where you're
no.
going
Your
with
first
this
choice is either mother or father. That's
Okay.
basically what it is. So it's kind of like this. Basically, it's just a pick. It's like a Telltale type game where you're just picking dialogue options and it just progresses in certain ways. Certain people like your responses, certain people don't like your responses, all that kind of stuff.
Tell me about your dream daddy though.
So I created my daddy. So I made it. I tried to make it look like me as much as possible. I don't know if you saw.
It was pretty good.
It was
it?
good.
I
It was
thought
good.
so. All
Yeah.
right. I thought it was pretty good. So
You can pull it up for Matt. You
go
guys-
on to check out on the Sticks
Facebook.
podcast on Facebook. I posted a picture of it. Go check it out. So you get to create your own dash. You get eyes, mouth. I mean, quite a bit of customization. Pick out your outfit and all this kind of stuff. So I created my dad. Then we get into the stuff with your daughter and everything. And then, you guys are sharing, like, going back and forth about, oh, look at all these old photos, blah, 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 and like, oh, and then making a little bit of jokes here and there and stuff. Like, then you get in the car, you move to the new house. Like, oh, what should we do? Oh, let's go check out the local coffee shop. So when you go to the local coffee shop, that's when you meet the proprietor for the first time, the guy who owns the place and stuff, and you start talking to him, and like depending on what you're making, a couple options. So depending on what some options you make, you're trying to make him help him decide on the name of a new coffee. And some of the options you make, sometimes some hearts go around him. That means you made an option that he loves.
Ooh,
and
semen.
then
Browntown.
Yeah. And then there's times when you make options and a bunch of black stuff shows around. That means he hated what you picked.
Why's black gotta be bad?
I got a lot of that. But then it's just talking. You go back to your house, and then your daughter's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a couple of my girlfriends slide tonight." Oh, okay. Then it's like, well, then you have some options to pick from, and I pick. I'm like, well, I guess I'll go out for the game. So then you go out to the bar for the So you go out. So I go out to the bar for the game, and every time I talk about the game, I call it the game and my team and rooting against the team I don't like and this kind of stuff. So then I start getting hit on by what I am assuming is the local slut, local older single mom slut, because that's kind of what they
not the direction this
inferred
game
to.
goes, but
No, but that's what they kind of inferred to. And then after you talk to her for a little bit, then this other guy that's at the bar comes over and starts talking to you. So, is Mary hit on you yet? I think it was her name was Mary. Mary hit on you yet? And you start talking to him, and then he's like, and then you go back and forth again. You pick some things, either love or hates what you say and stuff. And at one point he's like, "Excuse me, I need to go powder my nose." He goes to the bathroom, and then the bar owner comes over, and he's like, "Hey, like that's surprising. I think what was his name? I forget his name." But he's like, "Hey, I'm kind of surprised that guy's talking to you. He never talks to anybody. He must really like you." And the guy comes over, he's like, "So you want to get out of here?" Sure, let's get out of here.
Yep.
So we're walking, and we get to we get in front of his house. He's like, "So, we doing this or what?"
How forward? Is it like how it always is?
It should be that simple.
I don't know.
It should be that simple.
But he's like, "So are we doing this or not?" And so, being Dream Daddy, I feel I would let you guys down if I said no. So
You absolutely would. You absolutely would.
So we went inside, and then some stuff starts happening. You don't see
Describe
it. You
the
don't
stuff.
see
Okay.
it. You don't
Okay,
see
okay.
it.
I was curious.
But
so.
like it brings up like a subtitle on the screen. It brings up subtitles on the screen of like what's going on and everything, and it's just like, and then like at one point, my dad makes a noise, and he's like, "Is everything okay?
Oh,
Do you want to keep going?"
Ooh.
And then you make a decision. Keep going.
Just bite the pillow and keep
You
going.
keep going. And then it goes into the next morning where you wake up in the room, the bed's all a mess and everything like that.
Man, that was quick. That escalated quickly.
Yep. And then you come home and you're like, "Oh crap, I gotta get home." You get home and your daughter's already up. Her friends are gone. She's making breakfast.
Gee, Dad, where you been?
Pretty much. And like, "Oh, I slept over at a friend's house last night." And then at that point, I was just like, and then, wait.
That was the game.
At that point, I was like, okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I can play any more of this.
come on.
Like, fine, I went through this, whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the next save point. Next save point would be like 20 minutes later because the gay neighbor came over from next door.
Banged him.
Are we doing this or what?
Oh, no.
He just rang the doorbell. You answer the door. Are we doing this or what?
Yeah. Oh, no.
You developed a reputation.
Like, he just starts like chatting you up constantly, and this is when like the dad jokes start rolling and some of the dad jokes and everything, and then eventually gets to the point where he's like, "Well,
doing this or what?"
I'm having a barbecue on Saturday. You guys should definitely come check it out. Come to our barbecue." Great, yeah, we'll come. Yeah, we'll definitely come. And that's when I stopped. I hit a save point. I was like, I'm good.
So you're going back to this one or
No,
what?
absolutely not.
Which daddy would you pick? Because he have like 6 or 7. So what was the persona of the neighbor one? Was he like the lumberjack guy, or was it? 'cause-
No, he was the flamboyant.
Okay.
He was the pink Dago
I
tank
gotcha.
top and just like bright blonde, really done up hair
So is
and
that like
everything.
the normal
and-
like dating sims, where it's like you pick one?
Right.
So it's not like
no,
that.
no. Well, I
So-
don't. Maybe it gets to that point. It might eventually get to that point, but
Well, you gotta let us know.
But like, yeah, no, I'm not playing this anymore. I was like, but the thing is though too. At the same time, like besides.
He got laid. His needs were met.
Yeah. Oh, and that guy was like a biker looking dude.
Oh.
That was like, but a skinny
Oh.
biker looking dude. Like he had a leather jacket and everything. Like one of the options, like when you were talking to him, like let him know how great he looks in that jacket, like and stuff like that. But like honestly, like besides the fact of like the content of it and everything, but like I was just sitting there like just clicking like, okay.
You've pretty much
Like-
described dating simulators to me.
Right. I mean, and that's but the thing is, it's like sometimes they get like
Or visual novels,
sometimes they're at least a
or-
little interesting.
Yeah.
You know, this one was just like I like the content was like okay, this is like kind of goofy and stuff, but then it's like it wore off super fast. Like it really wore off fast. Like again, maybe it really gets going again. Like more you get into it and stuff like that. Again, I don't know how long the game is going for, but it was just one of those.
That would
things.
have been what I would have looked up, because when I
Maybe
saw
I
like,
should. Maybe I should have. Maybe I will just to kind of see if I should maybe dive back into it. 'Cause I can always talk about like
when in Hatful Boyfriend, which is the pigeon dating simulator.
yeah.
I got that one. So I was like, it's only 2 hours long. I'll finish this thing.
Yeah, now's a good time for me to take a bathroom break.
So that's that, huh?
But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things. Like again, like the 15th, like
They're looking up alarm.
games like this, like again, like the very positive reviews. Again, it's maybe it does get better or something, or gets a little at least more interesting. It's just one of those things where it's just like, it was just. I felt like I was just sitting there clicking away. Like I'm like for $15, like come on,
Yeah, it's a little
like
crazy.
this is too much. Like again, it was like a $5 game.
7-hour story.
Oh
no
wow,
way.
no. I was maybe only an hour and a half in getting to that point. Yeah,
So
no,
only got
that's
5.5 to go.
yeah, no. I could be
See how many of the dads you can
slaying.
bang.
I could be slaying monsters in Monster Hunter.
You can
that's
slay
a
monsters in
euphemism.
Red Dead too.
yeah,
That's a
With
euphemism.
your ass.
yeah. Like I said, maybe I'll be one of those if I'm bored and like it's like, all right, you know, I don't feel like actually like thinking. I can just click through stuff. Maybe I'll jump back into
Well,
it.
I think part of like you guys mentioned like the review scores and like people saying it's a good game. And everything.
Yeah.
I think a big part of that has to do with like the people that put the game out. So the person that wrote it is Vernon Shaw, who did Hot Pepper Gaming.
right.
So he already has an audience built up.
Yeah.
And he worked with the have you guys ever heard of the Game Grumps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They work like those guys work together to put this game out.
Oh,
So
right.
they already have their audiences established. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of the reviews might be supporters of them who went out and bought the game, and they were going to give it positive reviews no matter what.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do. It's like the whole like I don't know. I guess.
But I have heard people like who've played it like this is a great game. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
don't know.
play it.
They said maybe I gotta get a little bit deeper to get into
This
more
is a
of,
matter.
like, the dad jokes and
This
stuff.
game was a matter of self-preservation.
It was gonna be. I was gonna give it to
Oh,
you. No
yeah.
doubt
Because
about it.
you had your chance.
I think it wasn't out yet when I gave you last one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know. Trust me. It was on my radar.
I had to give this game to someone before I got it. So
Somebody let me know when you get to the Glory Hole Barbecue.
Oh,
All right.
that's due in 2018.
Now it's your turn to pass one to me.
Yes. So this was super last minute.
dating sim.
but
No.
no. This is actually kind of cool because
I'm passing one right back to him next time too. So you got to play.
well,
the game.
yeah. I was like, no, this one's actually kind of cool because I really want to know because for myself because it's cheap and it looks really cool and really good.
Hey, beta test this for me.
Basically, it's another one of these. But no, I think this could be a lot of fun. It's called Super Blood Hockey. It's
What?
yeah, Super Blood Hockey.
Is
It's
there
on
anything
Steam.
Is there anything like old time hockey?
Kind of. It's 16-bit.
Oh, it looks like ice hockey. Like it's
Yeah, but like it's like so it's got like the different like nationality teams and everything like this, but like there's pixelated blood,
there's blood
everywhere.
everywhere.
And it
Oh,
stays.
you're hooked in. You're hooked in.
Yeah, it's all. I'll show you after we're done here. But like you're fighting, and checking. Like it looks like that guy's burnt and stuff. Like so, it looks kind of like an intense like. Oh yeah, look at like you can tell like they just got done fighting.
Oh
and
hell
everything.
yeah! I can't wait.
It kind
for
of
this
looks
one.
like a 16-bit like mutant league hockey
Yeah.
almost like, but like
Nice.
with the real like not real, but like
I'm giving you a good one back. So
Nice,
that's a good one.
nice.
I was gonna do something.
You think it's good?
Like, but I think, I hope it plays well. Like so far, the reviews. I mean, there's only 81 reviews. And it came out just last week. It's very positive. It's $6. I mean, too. So it's
Oh,
very,
hell yeah.
it's super cheap. You can buy the soundtrack for $1. So the soundtrack's gotta be pretty sick too, man. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. So we'll see.
Very nice. I'm excited. I get to play a hockey game.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Anytime someone gets like bumped into, there's blood all over the place.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun.
And it does look exactly
stays.
like NES hockey.
Yeah. And it stays
Nice.
on the ice, which is kind of cool. Nice. So, yep.
Art, where can people find us online?
Super blood hockey.
This will be next couple weeks. Hell yeah, there.
People can find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever other podcast services you can think of by searching The Sticks Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Sticks Podcast. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/SticksGamingVids.
Nice. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
This was fun.
It was
Good
a lot of
topic.
fun. That was a
Good
great
topic.
topic, yeah. So we'll do the wrestling minute next time you come over. Then we'll change shows.
I need more than a minute.
You get 60 seconds. Go.
So, real quick, I mean, based off of all the things you heard about recent game development, have you any desire to get like back into it at all?
No. No, you know what? I'll say this. The new Fire Pro game looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't think another year till it comes out on the
Yeah, it's
on
like
PlayStation
early- yeah,
or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's in early access, which basically means there's like a stripped down like beta version of it out
Yeah.
on computer
Yeah.
or PC.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But all this other shit, too much for me, guys. But that's all right.
Well, thanks for coming again.
It was fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'll be ready for the PS2 one whenever you guys are, out of subject matter or something.
For sure.
Steak, final words.
I hope you got your Project Scorpio reserve things. I think they're officially gone.
Yeah, and that's it. Right?
And that's it. It's just the original run. So I hope you got them in. If you did, congrats with me. If you didn't, sorry.
Join Steak on stream. Oh, you would have joined
I
him
would have.
already.
I would have. Yeah.
Never mind.
Getting this. God damn.
See, that's the hard part about that. getting
Next
that.
Tuesday, join someone on stream.
Yes, every Tuesday night.
Every Tuesday night. We'll
Every
do
Tuesday
something.
night.
Unless Art
Sometime.
gets sick, and then Thursday.
Yeah, that happens. Anytime between 8 and 10, we will start, depending on who's streaming and what's going on.
Yep.
But earliest we will start is 8. The latest we will start is 10.
Yep. You can always catch him later on YouTube as well. Extra Life is coming together nicely, so we're getting that together. We'll get those plans out to you guys as soon as possible so we can swing by and party with us that day.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bring money.
It's for charity
It's for the kids.
It will be.
and art.
No, it's for the kids.
For art's kids.
Kid.
It,
All right, stick it. See you next time.